All right. It's been an entire year, but we're back for
A good game.
yeah, Pokemon Game Freak made a good Pokemon game.
I would say BDSP is now irrelevant because of this game.
It's not irrelevant. It's just I realized that all the things I thought I liked about Pokemon turned out, or all the things that I would complain about when it comes to current turn-based Pokemon, when you just straight up remove them, suddenly I love it. Like, remove effort values, remove individual values, just give us a simplified version of the candy system from Let's Go. Do overworld encounters, but just have them be in the world. Don't go into a shitty zoom in screen. Like, just so much.
They finally made catching Pokemon fun again.
I would argue that catching Pokemon was never fun.
Well, I like that
It feels rewarding.
I like that they shortened up the catching instead of sitting there for it to shake
Every
times.
encounter.
Oh yeah, no.
It's like, oh, it's on the third one. It's on. Oh, I got it.
And there's like no actual encounter. You don't have to go like into the encounter to actually catch it.
Well, so I was a little late on buying this game because I didn't want to
Like 3 days.
It's
At least you
technically
beat it.
well after you guys had already beaten your guy, then I get it.
Mhm.
I didn't want to get Game Freak money because we'll get into it later on, but what sold me on the game was when you're fighting a Pokemon, and that kind of broke me because I'm like, well, fuck, we're on a bridge. Can you not make? And it's for a main quest too. And so I'm like, you guys gotta make a bridge, but in this game's like battle, it's where you were at, which I thought was pretty cool.
That was surprisingly, that was actually the greatest thing for me in terms of immersing me in the game. I didn't realize how much transitioning to a set battle arena was so jarring to the experience. It made sense back when the technology was just limited and you couldn't do it, but now, like, they just straight up, it's like the battle happens where you're at, and sometimes my Mamoswine gets stuck literally with a tree through its leg.
I got lucky. I never had that happen.
Or a Cricketune just goes, whoop!
You know one thing I did have happen? When the Pokemon wasn't tall enough, and I threw him in a small pond, and it's just like under the water, and like, are you drowning there, little buddy?
Oh yeah, no, I watched rabbits just hang out underwater, and I'm like, you're drowning.
No, it's fine.
No, no. I mean, it was.
They breathe through the ears.
Clearly. Anyway,
Snorkel.
Anyway, we'll get into the real meat and potatoes of the game itself after the sort of we're going to go back to the original structure, but we're going to do it a little bit different. It isn't going to be our favorite Pokemon because like what are we going to talk about? There's some really talk about.
There's like 5.
Yeah. Instead,
if you don't count the new forms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, what I want to do is I want us to just list our teams. So we're going to go one at a time, talk about one Pokemon on our team, what we liked about it, like anything you feel is relevant about it in terms of the game, because I feel like this game is almost Breath of the Wild-y in the sense that you can have stories around your Pokemon that are kind of a lot more natural in terms of the environment.
Let's be real, a lot of games post Breath of the Wild have copied Breath of the Wild's formula.
Yeah, but what I mean is that, like, there's more to talk about than just, this is why I like this Pokemon. It's why did I take this Pokemon? So, I guess I'll start. My personal favorite on wait, do I wanna? Because at the very end, I swapped out a certain Pokemon, and it kind of made me sad, but it was a better choice. I'll start with the first one I used. I used a Rotom. This was a bit of a late pick, but I always really liked base Rotom. And when I finally started finding them, I was like, you know what? I'll swap out my Gengar. Gengar feels overpowered.
Who wrote them?
Rotom is the little electric sprite thing. It likes to zip around.
Oh, that okay. I got a good
Can
story.
turn
for
into a
him.
lawnmower, a washing machine.
Yeah, if you
He's your
get
Pokédex and what, Sword and Shield?
Yeah.
Okay.
if you get lucky and they sell you the machines to do that.
They're kind of expensive early on.
Yeah, they're like $20,000. But
the lawnmower was for $40,000 for me, I think.
I think the microwave was like 80.
Jesus. Anyway, I used base Rotom because I love base Rotom. I've always loved base Rotom. I loved Rotom a ton when they first announced it. I was like, this is a really cool Pokemon. It's electric and ghost. That's a really cool combo. But I never used one because it was a pain in the ass to get. But in this game, it was like...
I'll tell you my story right after you get done.
Well, okay.
Because it deals with Rotom, and I'll forget it later on.
Okay. But when I found one, I was like, you know what? Gengar's a little too strong. Let's replace it with the Rotom. It'll give me some interesting coverage, and I always use a Gengar. I made it a point to make my team a bunch of Pokemon that I didn't like.
Where'd you find him
or
at?
didn't use.
I kind of did that too.
Mount Cornet area.
Okay. Was he in a box?
I found plenty in boxes. This one, I don't remember where exactly I got it from. I
didn't know if it was like if they're only found in boxes.
No,
that's the only place
they're found out in the open as well.
Okay.
Usually at night.
There's 2 sets of ruins.
Can we add something like if it's I don't know if it's gonna make anything important, but like where you found the Pokemon at?
If
you remember.
Yeah, because some of them I remember. Like Rotom, I remember where I found him.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I always wanted to use a Rotom, and most of the Rotom appliances don't really appeal to me, so I got to use a base Rotom, and it was fun, and it murdered Giratina for me. So, pretty hype.
See, I don't really like the base Rotom. I like all the appliances.
I think the appliances are dumb.
So
I love the appliances.
Are there actually appliances in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
You gotta buy them though.
You buy them from the special store that occasionally has things.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's garbage.
Most of the time.
Like a Great Ball set. You get 10 Great Balls.
And I think you get scammed.
Yeah.
They don't see what the whole deal with that is. They kind of like word it to be something that it's not, to scam you out of your money.
No, they literally call it a Great Ball set.
I got scammed out of Gigaton balls.
They're like, here you go, here's some balls, idiot.
Okay, so here's my quick story of catching Rotom, because he's the only one that I had like a fun story. So it was up at that the Mount whatever place, and he's just kind of zigzagging around, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sneak up on him. I threw a heavy ball, and he got out. Well, that pissed every single Pokemon off that was up there. There was a giant electric dog, whatever his name is. Luxray. And he's like, oh, I'm going to fight you now because you're catching my buddy. And then he had little buddies, coming at me. So then I threw a smoke grenade down, and I tried throwing another Pokeball at... and then I had to throw mud at Rotom because he was like, no, you're not catching me anymore. So I threw like 3 muds at him. And then I went to go catch him again with the ball. Of course, he breaks out again. I'm like, you little bastard. Now the smoke's coming, letting up, and all the Pokemon are like, oh, you're right there. And then I think I threw 2 more Pokeballs at him, and I finally caught him, and I'm like, I'm bailing on this. But yeah, so that was my story. I just thought it was fun. But yeah.
So who wants to go next?
So I thought we were describing our teams.
Yeah, we are.
Well, we're doing one at a time.
So my odd bunch was Golem. For some reason, I was like, I've used every single trait evolution from Kanto on my team except for Golem. And surprisingly, I was really mad that Earthquake wasn't in this game. I was like, oh, so I can use strong style... We'll describe that later. Bulldoze for max 75, and I'm not ever going to use that because Golem's extremely slow. So he'll never get to go, like, twice in a row.
Mm.
So I used him, like... After the post, like, the game was over, he ended up getting switched, like, pretty quick. Mm. But he did pretty good. Iron Defense was pretty good. He tanked a lot of hits, except, like, water moves. He did tank some physical water moves, which is pretty surprising.
I would hope so. Golem's kind of physically tanky.
Yeah.
That's one of his best traits.
Rhydon's more physically tanky, sadly.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, Golem's great.
That was my oddball.
I get it.
The team. It was Golem.
I did. Who's the dog Pokemon again?
Luxray.
Luxray. I want to call him Luxray. But yeah, I had him. I was like, okay, you're my Thunder guy, and I just kept him through the whole game just because I don't like towards the middle of the game and the end of the game. I don't like switch out my Pokemon, and I'm like, you're you're competent. You're holding up your ground, so you can stay at my party. Nothing really special with them, but.
So yeah, like almost everybody else here, my entire team was built off Pokemon I would not normally use, save for Typhlosion, because... actually I wouldn't normally use a Typhlosion anyway, because I'd be running for Alligator.
They didn't give you for Alligator.
But yeah, they didn't give me Big Crocodile, so
Instead they gave you Hot Topic.
You got the second best from that gen.
Hot Topic Samurott.
So yeah, Typhlosion was my lead Pokemon for the entire game. I know that's not particularly interesting when 3/4 of us have picked Typhlosion.
Well, you spoiled our teams.
That's fine.
That's fine. We
don't know who's the odd man out on Typhlosion.
We all gotta say though, that Typhlosion's pretty great.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a fast, good special attacker. It's a ghost type. It's a good combo.
I do gotta say though, like, you guys know I'm an avid shiny hunter at this point.
No.
What? Shinies?
Okay, so it's shiny. It looks like its regular form, but the thing that pisses me off the most is its flame color stays unchanged. It's still purple.
Yeah. Well, that's because fire can't be different colors.
Not really.
No, fire doesn't change colors.
Chandelore's colors change.
Fire's always red or orange or
Chandelore's
blue,
colors
or
change.
gray, or like any other color of fire.
Chandelure was blue and then it
just
changed to
said
red.
I just said that. I said blue or gray.
They could have easily changed it back to red. That would have been amazing.
I would have dug it. But no.
Now it's ugly. It's ugly as hell.
No, that purple is hot.
The regular one is great. But the
That
shiny
is
is
a
terrible.
really nice shade of purple.
Like I said, the regular one's great. The shiny is awful. But yeah, go ahead, Phil.
Alright, I brought my game in case I literally forgot most of my team. You know what? I won't talk about Empoleon because the Pokemon that replaced it was far more interesting. I caught and used for the first time a Mantine. I have wanted to use a Mantine since Gen 2, and I couldn't catch the fucking thing. It had such a high goddamn catch rate, and I just couldn't catch it before it murdered my team because I always chose Cyndaquil and it would destroy my Typhlosion. It pissed me off. But I finally got to use a goddamn Mantine, and it's really good. It's an amazing special wall. That thing can survive Thunderbolts, believe it or not. Not well, but it can. It also has Roost, and it fucking stalled out a Cresselia. It stalled out the Cresselia so long that when I caught it, I mastered its dex. That's how long the battle went.
I don't think I've ever
I want to know how
out.
many Lunar Blessings you saw. That's probably what it was.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever stalled out a single Pokemon in that game. I think within like 2 or 3 turns, I'm already going for the catch.
Well, no, like, the problem was that Cresselia has a healing move.
Yeah, within 2 to 3 turns, I'm going for the catch. I don't care if it's got green health at this point.
No.
But then again, I use better balls than Pokeballs.
No, I use regular Pokeballs, so there was nothing worse than me trying to catch Landorus, and the first time it killed itself with struggle. That's how long the battle went.
Ew. Struggle.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Mantine was a surprisingly great choice for the middle of the game, and it just did a great job. It wasn't the strongest thing ever, but it took hits that it needed to, and it roosted off all the damage, and it was just wonderful. So, yeah.
So, of course, I shiny hunted for this because I loved it as soon as I saw it.
Oh, was that Glalie?
No. No, it was not Glalie. I didn't hunt for that.
Fucking
Hisuian Electrode. Most of my team was Hisuian Pokemon because I just wanted to see the new forms. Surprisingly pretty good. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I liked how... I wasn't a big fan of Grass Electric when I saw it, but I was like, okay, well, it loses its weakness to ground, but it gains a lot more weaknesses. Energy Ball. Its signature move isn't that good. It lowers its offensive stat. It's like pretty much...
Oh, so it's Overheat.
It's like Overheat, but it also takes recoil damage.
What?
It's Steel Beam.
And it's not 100% accurate.
It's not.
You might as
What?
well just use a strong style energy
No,
ball.
it's grass type steel beam. It takes away half your health. It does a shit ton of damage, but it takes away half your health.
I don't even know what Steel Beam is.
Steel beam is a special steel move that has like 140 base power, and it takes away half your health to use it.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of it before.
It's from Gen 8.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, it does. Anyway.
I do like the new Voltorb and Electrode, but I think I still prefer the old one.
I like new Voltorb. I'm lukewarm on new Electro.
New Electrode's really lame. It should have had
It's lazy.
It should have had a completely different face. Like, just making it angry is just like...
They swapped them, though. They could have done a better job swapping them.
But Electrode isn't happy. Electrode is cocky. Hisuian Electrode should have been, like, sad. That would have been funny. That would have been
That would have
funny.
been nice. I would have.
But we already got Cursula.
It doesn't get much more sad than that, to be honest. But either way, I think a sad Electrode would have been really funny. Especially, but like the angry Electrode was really weird, especially when you save it and then it like tries to look happy, and you're just like.
I still liked it. It was a good carry for my team.
It had the best entrance of all the battles.
And they hyped it up a lot. They hyped up Hisuian Voltorb a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they hyped it up, but it got its own trailer. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. You already know my third one. Jake said he had Typhlosions.
Well,
Stop slapping yourself.
I guess I'll be the man out. I went with Oshawott. The reason I went with Oshawott is I hate Oshawott, but I've ran the owl Pokemon before. I've always ran Typhlosion, so I was like, well, I've never ran this one before. So, and this is before I knew what you three had, so I'd already picked mine, even though we can't battle each other.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll run the water Pokemon, and his fucking third form is tiny.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I'm like, damn, I wish he was a little bit bigger,
They shrunk him. They shrunk my boy.
But yeah,
But he had to be evil.
They had to make him emo.
The whole time I was playing, I was like, is this is the Algia? Which one's the
Alga?
yeah? Is that the blue one?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, do I have the Alga on my team? Because I just kept thinking it was him, but yeah. So
Alright, so my second Pokemon was that Alpha Lopunny.
goddamn right.
Because one, it was level 40 in a time when I had like level 20s. And I'm like, well, this is already a huge disadvantage to everybody else.
Wait, so you got the raging one?
Yeah, the Alpha.
Okay.
And the second thing is,
Thick thighs.
I would never run the Lopunny in any other game.
Yeah.
Because why? Why the fuck would I do that? Why would I choose to run a normal type Pokemon?
Like a pure normal type. Like that's always rough, especially in Lopunny's case where it's like I don't know what you learn.
You know what's funny?
I taught it all the punches.
You know what's funny?
It
Mine
had elemental
was a
coverage.
fighter fairy.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah, mine was the fighter fairy.
Your Lopunny?
Yeah.
Like it had fighting and fairy moves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
That's not bad.
I just ran it with like Thunder, Ice, and Fire Punch.
I was gonna say, all
shit!
you
I
use...
didn't know.
Yeah, you take it to the move tutor, you can
Yeah.
learn all different kinds of punches.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I wish I would have known
The
that.
move tutor's incredible in this.
I
game.
Yeah,
didn't-
let me just
hey,
teach everything you know.
I didn't even
Drain
know.
Punch.
I didn't even know there
I was
a move
disappointed
tutor.
though. I wanted my Darkrai to know Dream Eater. It couldn't learn Dream Eater.
Was Dream Eater even a move?
It's not in that game.
That's what I figured.
I wish it could learn Dream Eater in that game. Would have been broken as hell. It's the one thing it got nerfed.
Then they didn't give it its legs.
Yeah, would have made it even more strong.
Think of all the kicks it could get. It could
No,
get low kick,
I don't think
high
Lopunny's
jump kick.
not a move.
That's a move.
Not in this game.
Well, whatever.
I'd
What's
love to
your
see
third
Darkrai
Pokemon?
attempting a high jump kick.
Would have been
It'd
sad.
be a nice coverage move for it.
Probably.
Who's Darkrai?
An excellent mythical.
You would have had to have played.
BDSP.
I played all of them.
Did you play Brilliant Diamond Shiny Pearl?
Yeah. Well, I didn't play Brilliant, but I
Did
played
you
the-
ever open up the game?
You would have had to.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. In order to get him in.
I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions of who the fucking Pokemon are.
That's
'cause I don't
fine.
know who the fuck.
It's okay. There's
It's-
almost 900.
I know.
There probably is now.
I've seen all 900. I don't know who the fuck their names are.
No, I'm sure there's a few that you haven't
It's okay.
seen.
It's-
Specifically from Sword and Shield.
Yes,
I've seen Milk.
but there
Like-
aren't.
There's
like
some that probably
Dracofish.
even we can't even remember. We couldn't remember friggin' Swadloon the other day.
Dude, I always forget the middle evolution of Swaddle. It's a disaster. All right, number 3. I finally used a Mamoswine.
Ew.
Oh, those things are so adorable when they attack you.
I used it in BDSP.
They're like, I love Mamoswine. It's just this round furry thing with this tiny little tail, and it's got the ski goggles thing is kind of dumb, but like,
Yeah.
but it's just an adorable round.
I used
thing.
it in
I wanna hug
BDSP,
it.
gave it Snow Cloak, and it was pretty good.
It's got the same base attack as Garchomp, which I also ran at some point.
Wait, who's Mamoswine? Is that,
It's
Yep.
is
it's
that
a big.
Just keep open.
That's
Google.
That's the mammoth. Is that the elephant?
The
Yeah.
one that's got the huge tusks.
Do you remember
It's got a
Swinub
pig
and
nose.
Piloswine from
Yeah.
Gen 2? That's its evolution.
But that's,
Okay, because when you said snow goggles, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
no, it's got.
Oh, I never saw his third form.
yeah, no.
I've only seen the first two.
I caught.
There's an alpha one out there by.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
know that.
sometimes it's also an alpha avalog, rarely.
Oh.
But yeah, no. I had talked about Mamoswine, but I was like, Mamoswine was one of the ancient power evolutions, and I never ran. And I was like, I should run a Mamoswine. I really would like to. And what's even better is that it gets high horsepower, which is basically Earthquake in this game. So it's insanely powerful. With it gets like ice and ground are really great coverage. It just smashed things.
You want to know a fun
It's
fact?
wonderful.
If it's a Pokemon you want, they all have a double edge.
Yeah,
Double Edge is very prevalent in
yeah,
the move pools.
yeah.
Oh, you have a
it
little bit of
is.
health left? I'm gonna use double edge. When you little fucker.
Oh my god, I can't tell you the number of times I watched something kill itself, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
More times in this game than any other game combined.
there was a significant amount of recoil moves to the point where I was trying to make sure I had a ghost on my team so that any of you bastards know double edge, you ain't gonna use it. But yeah, no, Mamoswine was a lot of fun, and I was very happy I used it. A little overpowered considering the power level of the rest of my team, but it was fine.
So my next team member was the Alpha. Well, I caught it as an Alpha Hisui and Sliggoo. And then it became Hisui and Gudra.
Ew.
You got
I liked it. It's my second favorite Hisui.
I don't know who the fuck that
Steel
is.
Dragon, dude.
Ew.
Steel Dragon is an excellent type.
Oh, is that slime thing?
It's the snail.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
dragon
snail
type that
dragon.
has a snail.
Okay. I
It
know-
sleeps
I know
inside
what it
its
is.
shell, dude. It's adorable.
That's not the
okay.
Hisuian one, but
Okay.
It's a slug later. It drops the shell.
Did you catch yours in that when you had to go with Volo?
Wait, what?
Or
where did you catch it? Was it the one
I
that...
caught it in the wild.
He caught it. He said he caught it as a Sliggoo, so it wasn't the one.
Yes, I know you caught it in the wild. I would assume so.
It was
No,
the
no,
Alpha, but it wasn't during it. It wasn't during.
But was it the one in the swamp, in the second area, where you?
the Mirelands?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like right across from that Alpha Torterra.
That's
It's like
where I
on-
found my shiny.
okay, because I caught mine during the game or the story. I was like, oh, this must be where Aaron caught his.
Fun fact: I also have it shiny, but it's not. It's not an Alpha.
No.
The shiny sucks though. I hate
I
it.
couldn't
hate it.
tell. I couldn't tell it was shiny.
See, it's dripping, and it's dripping brown liquid, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
It looks gross.
Hooray! It's Hedora. Anyway,
But I enjoyed it. It's a good wall. I think it's a special wall, but I got plus special attack on it, which is pretty good.
it's special attacks. It's better offensive stat, so it's pretty cool. It's a Dialga in a weird way.
I too caught a Lopunny. I didn't catch the alpha one. I caught a whatever the first form was called, and then I made sure it was a female. Because I'm not running no male.
Oh, it's
Who cares?
you can't look at a thick male bunny.
Men
No.
can have curves too.
That's what's his name? From the what?
Made sure. it
Who's,
was female.
who's that from the 6th gen or whatever? The bunny that has the
Oh, Diggersby?
is it?
Diggersby?
Yeah, the one that's got fists for ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know those were his ears.
I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah, it's awful.
I hate Diggersby. Anyway,
He's funny though.
keep
But
going.
yeah, so I caught a punny and I was like, And then I saw the alpha one, the thick thighs one. I was like, I'm gonna catch that one. It's level 40.
You mean the Amazonian one?
Yeah.
It's a little more than
And
thick.
that son of a bitch knows double edge.
It does.
Yeah,
It killed itself 3 times before I was able to
Same.
catch it.
So I finally caught it after I leveled up.
It just kept fucking nuking my team. Like, stop it.
That's like me when I tried to catch the goddamn Alpha Staravia. That was a pain in the ass. Because it did the same thing. Except it kept using Giga Impact.
Yeah.
No recoil, so it's just like things would just vaporize.
Well, I mean, the Alpha Lapunny also knows Giga Impact.
Oh, even better. Because that's stronger.
You know I'm gonna forget this, but you know who the easiest alpha to catch was? Empoleon. Yeah, that son of a bitch was so fucking easy. I'm like, well, this is why Phil likes to run him. He's so easy.
That's that was random because for me the Cricketune was a breeze, and then the second one like murdered most of my team, and I was just like, well, you're dying, because I sent out my my Dartrix, and this was on my second playthrough, and it just went, and I hit it with Aerial Ace, and I was like, great, you're weakened enough for me to catch, and then it hit me with Aerial Ace, and I just died, and I went, oh, it's gonna be one of those. Anyway,
So my next Pokemon was Blissey, because I was just bumbling around in the first area, and there's just a Happiny out there. I'm like, huh, that's pretty rare.
mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Just come with me. And then it sat on my team as a Happiny for like, goddamn, like 40 levels.
Yeah.
Like, it was like level 45 or something before. I'm like, oh, right, Happiny needs like an item or something. I thought it was just happiness.
It is happiness, isn't it?
It's happiness and the egg.
Yeah, you need an oval stone.
But that
oh,
does...
yeah, I had it backwards. It's happiness to evolve into Blissey.
No, it's happiness and the oval egg.
Wait,
and
two?
then...
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, in the main games, it needs to be happy while holding the oval egg.
Yes. So in this game,
Because I just call it the Alpha Blissey.
it's happiness, use the oval egg, and then you just immediately get Blissey the next level. Or the next... Like, it's immediately ready to evolve into
Thank
Blissey,
God
so
for the
it's
alphas.
like, thank God.
Because I would hate evolving some Pokemon in that game.
Oh, dude, I did it the hard way for a lot of them.
My final one, I wish I would have caught the alpha. It would have been so much easier.
But yeah, no, so like I finally used a Blissey for once, and I think it had over 800 health by the time I got
Nice.
done. I'm just like,
It's-
yeah,
that's-
you.
That's
And then
a-
it still dies. He gets a nuke in one hit. I'm like, oh man, like this, like Alpha Galate just showed up as like close combat, and then I watched Blissey's health just fall in like 2 seconds. I'm like, man, that was. Ugh.
At least it wasn't Gen 4, though.
I was gonna say, for a Gen 4 game, that's pretty decent. That they spared you the pain of watching just like 2 pixels a second, and it's just
Because
like,
you know what they also would have did, though? They would have done your Pokemon's defense dropping also. So I watched a video once, and like I think it took a minute.
yeah,
It was over a minute.
yeah, it was insane.
I'm not trying to be contradict. I can't say the word. But
Contradictory.
I prefer it to go slow. If I have 800 health, and it just drops like that, I'm like, well, that's kind of lame. That doesn't make me feel like I have that much health. But if I have 800, it's just like going slowly, like, oh, yeah, my lip, and it gets there, it's like, oh, that's more heartbreaking. I like that more.
Like, I get that, and at the same time, Gen 4 takes it way too far.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, we're not kidding. It
I mean,
takes...
I wouldn't want to be there for an hour. But
it
at
takes
least
it-
give me like 30 seconds of like,
Oh.
there's a chance. Oh.
Not if you're constantly fighting Blissey's.
Not
Yeah.
if
Like
you...
I did that. There's a route that you can take where there's just it's Blissey, Chansey, Blissey.
No, I'll be fair. If I'm fighting a Pokemon, yeah, drop that motherfucker real fast. But if it's my Pokemon, let it go. Let it...
Alright, that's fair. Alright, next on my list of weird types, Toxicroak. Holy shit. Fucking love Toxicroak. I've always loved Toxicroak. Corgunk has been one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 4 for the longest time, and I never used one because I couldn't find it. And by the time I figured out where it was and how to consistently get it, I didn't want to use it because it wasn't optimal. But then I got this game, and I suddenly realized optimal didn't mean shit. And I could use whatever I wanted.
Yeah,
so
like
I grabbed
like
my...
a Lopunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works. You can beat the game, and it's not that big of a deal. It's great.
You know what's funny? When I caught my Toxicroak, I was trying to sneak up on it, and there was this fucking Psyduck. that was like running in front of me. Every time I'm about ready to throw a Pokeball, he's like, "Hey, hey!" And then he startled the Cox. I'm like, "You little bastard."
Oh no, I caught mine as a Krogunk in. I think I was in a.
We're not first of all, but that's what I caught. But.
Yeah, I was in a space-time distortion before it actually became one. That's where I caught mine, and then I had a nightmare of a time dealing with that because I got into like I didn't realize how to manipulate fights, so I only fought one Pokemon at a time. Because if you smack him in the back, you only fight the one. None of the rest of them will join in. But if you just hit one of the random ones and they're all startled, you'll fight all three, and that's a nightmare.
Oh, I have a story about that.
Oh, dude, I had some bad fights because I wanted to catch the Umbreon. Oh man, catching that Umbreon was a pain in the ass.
That's Psychic Eevee, right?
No, that's the Dark one.
Dark Eevee. That's what I meant.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I got it as a Krogunk, and then I started adding moves, and I'm like, holy shit! You get fighting, poison, ground, and rock. You basically have perfect coverage for your type. Shit. And I basically never changed the moveset, and that thing just carried me like crazy. Drain Punch was one of the best moves I've ever used. Just, you hit my Toxicroak, let me get it all back.
It's a good move.
So good. Any fighting type that gets it, it's so good.
It's good it's just such a good coverage move on any Pokemon, I think.
Yeah, my Blissey knew it.
That's such a weird. Like, why would you just use Soft Boiled? It heals more.
See, in that game,
has no attack.
See, in that game, my Typhlosion knew Calm Mind, and it raises all offensive stats.
Yep.
So I could just use Calm Mind. See, I had Calm Mind, Infernal Parade, Mystical Fire, and Drain Punch. So I could just Calm Mind a normal type, and then use Drain Punch.
Yep. Get all my health back. It's very tempting.
I would Agile Style Calm Mind, and then Drain Punch.
I just ran stabs on mine, Fire and Ghost. We'll get to that.
So my fifth Pokemon team, fifth to join my team was Rowlet, and then eventually became Hisuian Braviary. It's about mid-tier for me in terms of new forms. It becomes a Psychic type. It's fine. I like how it looks, honestly, but it gets a move called Esper Wing. I don't know if you guys ever used it. Psychic type move. I think it just lands more criticals, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like Psycho Cut.
I will agree with you, because I don't know.
But it's a special type, which is good.
It's a special type Psycho Cut, I think, essentially.
Yeah.
But it was fine. I was at that point in the game where, like, I was like, okay, who do I want on my team?
Yeah. I tried to use a Hisuian form, and I ran Hisuian Electrode for a bit, and then I found Rotom, and I realized Rotom actually, Hisuian Electrode replaced Gengar, and then Rotom replaced Hisuian Electrode, because I was like, I've ran an Electrode before, and this doesn't feel much different. It's a better Electrode, but it doesn't feel any different.
It didn't stay on my team for long post-game, but I can talk about that after we're all done. Go ahead, Aaron.
I ran a Gardevoir.
Hell yeah!
That thing was...
Was it a male Gardevoir?
No.
Why?
I absolutely...
Because then he'd be running a Gallade.
Yes.
I absolutely...
No, he would need a Dawnstone. He probably wouldn't know about that. No offense. It is weird.
Oh, I would not have known that.
Yeah, male Kirlias.
I thought that if you had a male, they retconned and evolved into...
No.
Okay.
No. You have to use a Dawnstone.
Only the males can evolve.
Gotta remember, Gardevoir's name in Japanese is Sir Knight.
You see, Nintendo knows how to make fan art happen.
No.
So let's put all the good ones
that's
in.
Twitter and Reddit.
To be fair, though, Gardevoir is not necessarily feminine. It's just wearing a cloak. It doesn't have to be a dress. Now, granted, when a Mega evolves, that is a fucking dress. That is a ballroom fucking dress.
Now, anyway. I would say... I had this done to me, and once I saw it done to me, I'm like, oh, I really like that move. I think it's like Moonblast or something. Mm. That is so fucking cool. I really like the design on that when it comes down and everything's it's shiny, and so I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have that on my thing. So yeah,
Gardevoir is awesome.
Now all my Pokemon, I'll just be honest. I when they're on my team, I'm like, okay, I don't want to have two wires. I don't want to have two electrics. You know, So I was like, okay, I got my psychic / whatever fairy.
Yeah.
The only thing I had 2 of is fairy.
Fairy's really good.
Oh, I might have Drain Kiss. I was like, yeah.
Oh,
That's a
hell
pretty
yeah.
fucking good move.
Just that shit. I think I know what Aaron's last Pokemon is, but I'm not going to say it.
Well, he's
Yeah,
got
I
two
know.
more.
Go ahead. No.
No, it's fine.
So I got 1 left.
Oh, yeah, he does have 2 more. Cause...
Do I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're at
'cause-
4.
Yeah,
That's
Aaron's
why
at-
when you said 5th, I was like,
Well, Aaron's at 5 because he's like, I'm not going to talk about my Typhlosion because Jacob already spoiled that.
even though he
fuck.
talked about his Typhlosion
Oh, yeah, I
already.
know what the 2 are.
But anyway.
Wait, who do you think? Whisper to me. Who do you think my last one?
Why?
Because
I know what you're in.
Green
I know. I think I have an idea of what Aaron's Google
Okay,
searching.
I'll let you know what yours is.
Anyway.
Okay, so you know what's a cool Pokemon? My attack chopper. Fucking Yanmega.
Oh yeah.
I like Yanmega. I respect that. Should be a dragon type though.
I'm just bumbling around in the swamp and there's a whole bunch of Yanmas.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's this big ass fucking Alpha Yanmega. I'm like, that's mine.
Yeah. I tried.
It was funny. That
couldn't
used to be
catch
my Yama was like one of my favorite ones. And is it Gen 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, isn't it like a bitch? Like it gets
Yanma sucks to catch.
Yanma's a pain in the ass to catch, and Yanma is not good.
Which is the second evolved?
Yanmega.
So
That's
yeah,
it for
so
it.
I saw Yanmega out in the wild too. That son of a bitch stared at me though. I was standing behind a tree. It's like I know you're there.
Stared into your soul.
I'm like I want you because I don't want to involve the other one. But yeah.
But yeah, no, this fucking Alpha Yanmega just hanging out at like level 53, and I'm like, man, that puts Laponi to shame.
Mm-hmm.
Come join me so we can go catch that Vespiquen. Because you'll be immune, you'll be like stronger against some of her moves, and you have that ancient power.
Yeah. That
Just hit her with rocks. And then yeah, so just after I caught the Yanmega, I went back and I caught the Vespiquen, and then the Vespiquen just sat there for like the entire game.
So before, is there a Mega for every single Pokemon
An Alpha?
or an Alpha?
I think you can find an Alpha of every Pokemon.
Okay.
Every Pokemon that you don't find one of.
There's
Yeah.
a chance to have an alpha spawn, and pretty much every time you enter that zone of the map, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What is my number 5? We're starting to run low on Mons that I was really excited about. So, let's see. I had Toxicroak, Rotom,
You didn't write this down?
Mantine. No.
Yeah.
I brought my game so I could look it up if I really needed to. Okay, Toxicroak, Mantine, Mamoswine, Rotom. Shit.
Typhlosion.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, just go.
I kind of want to save that for last.
We'll go with Typhlosion.
We all know you have Typhlosion.
All right, yeah,
And
all right.
then you can search up your last one on your Switch. Bob.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I ran a Typhlosion because, of course, I did. Because Cyndaquil is my second favorite starter of all time.
After Totodile.
No, that's you.
Who's your first?
After Mudkip.
Piplup.
Oh, duh. That's a stupid fucking question.
I'm literally wearing
I
it.
will see
Shirt.
myself out here.
Look at the back of his hoodie.
Yeah,
Well, the
that,
front-
Front of his hoodie.
I didn't. Well, yeah. Look at the front of his hoodie.
it was a genuine question, and I fucking hate that. I
Dude,
asked
don't
it.
worry. It's fine. It's not like I live that life. But yeah, no. Cyndaquil was my favorite for a while. And then I just learned how cool Empoleon was. But still,
Man, I
Cyndaquil was...
remember our after work talks. You were like, man, Empoleon sucks. Water Steel's bad typing.
I thought it was, and then I learned that it wasn't, and
I'm
I
like-
was like, great, I can like Empoleon again. And then I just liked it more and more until it became a lifestyle. But anyway, I picked Cyndaquil because Rowlet's cool, Oshawott okay, and I just love Typhlosion. And then I got Typhlosion, and I just kind of looked at it, and I was like, this is amazing typing.
Yeah, until you learn everything's got crunch.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I was like, this is amazing typing, and also, this is not that cool.
I don't think anybody ever used Crunch against me.
That's because you weren't running ghost types.
Yeah, you had a dark type, you would have resisted it. We got crunched a lot. But yeah, no, I actually ran dual ghost types, which was interesting. Typhlosion was basically a cannon. It had Overheat, and it had Shadow Ball. And I cannot tell you the number of times I sent it out and went, I need to delete a Pokemon. Strong Style Overheat. Gone. Nothing survived it. It was amazing.
Did you guys ever have Pokemon that were like insanely weak, but for some reason they'd always live on like 1 health, and it felt like they should have died but didn't?
You talking about
Pokemon are a
They just
little bit.
focus sashed for some reason.
They probably had grit in the appropriate stats, and because grit does a lot. There's only 10 levels of grit.
I've actually, I've
And
had
they
that
give
happen.
they give you the equivalent of at the full level 252 effort values, 64 points in a stat.
Okay, because I know Drain Punch is not stab for Typhlosion, and Typhlosion is a special attacker. But there was a level like 40 something, and it was super effective, and my Typhlosion was level 90, and it did not KO it.
Maybe you're
Yeah, that will happen.
I was just like, how the hell did this not KO? I'm 50 levels higher.
The damage calcs definitely got tweaked, and one-shots are a lot rarer.
Yeah.
You really have to put yourself in the strong style and be either grit level 10 in the appropriate stat or hitting a weakness in the strong style and getting a crit.
Look, there was a level 2 Bidoof.
You are fighting God, you gotta remember that.
And I had like a level 30 Charum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, go! I'm like, go, training kits. And Bidoof is like, yeah, whatever. And it did like a third.
No.
And then
It
it casted
did
a judgment and you were dead.
It did over half, but we lost it because we realized this Bidoof was facing a level fucking 30 Cherum, not Cherubi, fully evolved Cherum. And it was just like, and Bidoof was just like, yeah, that tickled. And it's like, this Cherum sucks.
Sheriff does suck and I hate getting it.
Problem is that the sun form of Cherum is incredible. They buff the shit out of it.
Fire Gift's pretty good ability.
It's amazing. But yeah, no, Hisuian Typhlosion was cool. I prefer regular Typhlosion. That being said,
If we're in gens 2 through 4. I can't stop doing that.
Anyway,
You smack your balls.
the best thing. Look, we don't need to punish ourselves. Arceus does it enough.
We don't have to. Aaron can do it himself on accident. Oh, Jesus, I hit myself.
Oh, God.
Hit you instead.
Anyway,
Calm down there.
so let's not slap each other's nuts. And the best thing
He
about
wasn't going for my nuts.
well, either way, the best thing about the Cyndaquil line, their fire is on when they are in battle. Thank God. Thank Arceus. And then they gave us the Typhlosion where the fire's always on, well, unless you just send them out randomly.
Charmander's not in this game, right?
No.
How funny would it be if you had Charmander and it's raining out and you threw him out and he's like, Charmander's dead. His fire went out.
Well, to be fair, none of the other Pokemon that have fire coming off of them, it doesn't seem to affect them. Like, Chimchar has a little fire coming out of his butt, which is actually lighting up his farts.
I think, Charmander's the only one that was ever like, oh, if his fire dies, then he's dead.
There are a few others that there are other
Look,
fire types that have the problem.
if Spoink stops bouncing, its heart will stop.
Yeah, that's
Spoink must continue to bounce forever.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Maybe PETA's on to something. Maybe the Game Freak tortures their Pokemon.
Did you know that if you bounce Igglybuff, it will never stop?
Yeah.
Ever? It just bounces
Never thought
forever.
of it.
It's fucked up. Anyway, move on to your...
So I was just like, okay, I got 5 Pokemon. They're, most of them are pretty good, but who am I going to throw in just to even it out? And that eventually became Sneasler. And it was quickly replaced into the post game with Darkrai.
Oh, wow.
Because it's fucking Darkrai. Come on.
Come on, Tobias.
And then Golem was replaced with the Chomp, the Alpha Chomp.
Oh. All the Alpha Chomps I ever caught were minus attack, and it pissed me off.
So that eventually became my final team until spoilers. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, I did have an Alpha Chomp, but it was an Alpha Gabite.
And I also carried the curse of getting a minus attack Chomp, but I changed it because I figured out we could grow mints.
Yeah, mints were nice, but you don't get them until the post game. So
I got a Rapidash or whatever the
Ponyta.
The free shiny.
No, not the big one, not the alpha.
No, he said the
Did
free
you use
shiny.
the free shiny Ponyta?
There's a quest that makes you
No.
go catch a shiny Ponyta.
No, this one was sitting by a rock, and I was like, oh, this is a rare one. And he is kind of rare because I've only seen him like twice. But boy, he's a fucking little bitch. That son of a bitch would die instantly. I'm like, you.
That's kind of what Ponytas do.
They're not exactly bulky.
No,
They're just fast.
But going back to your thing about the would a Pokemon tank something? Ponyta was kind of the guy when I do the fire move. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch didn't die.
That's because it's a
And
Ponyta.
then the other thing would be like, would slap me back, and I'd be like, oh my god, he's dead already.
Dude, the early game is trading like thirds of your health.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awful.
Like the post game is trading thirds of your health.
Less most of the time.
Depends
you
on where
murder
you're at,
things.
because like I was murdering stuff in the early game, and then I was like, okay, this game is insanely easy, and then by the time I got to spoilers, I can't stop doing that. I'm gonna start doing this.
But
That sounds even worse.
Just smack Phil's leg.
please don't.
By the time I got, can we say his name? Because I don't think he's fought him.
It doesn't matter.
I-
Aaron
I-
stopped playing the game
I could
already.
give a
Okay, when
He
we got to
doesn't
Volo, I got absolutely annihilated.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Literally annihilated. The difficulty curve in that game fucking sucks. Like I annihilated Kamado. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolute cakewalk, absolute joke. And then I go fight the cheater, and then I get absolutely just demolished.
He's
Did you get
only
to-
got 8 Pokemon.
Can we? We're still talking about Volo, but I really find this conversation funny. What you and Phil had. I don't know if you want to say it.
Okay, so Phil beat the game first, and he's
Crazy that.
like, okay, so Jacob, when you beat the game, we need to talk about something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And so I beat Volo and whatnot, and we start talking about it, and you say it's something like, well, it was like an ass pull of him being the villain.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of came out of left field.
I couldn't. I in no
Now-
way expected him to.
I-
be
He's
the
not
villain.
really a villain though.
Oh, he is. He's the mastermind.
Aaron, where did you figure out that he was the villain?
When I walked up to the spear pillar and
he was there.
there was a big battlefield, and I was like, okay, he's standing up here, and we're looking for the last plate. So okay.
Oh, so even after the evil laugh, you're like, oh, he's probably
No, even I, after the evil laugh, I was like, okay, maybe this person isn't okay. And then when my problem with the ass pull is that he's everything. He's not just a bad guy, he's the bad guy. He did everything. He's the cause of everything.
The real bad guy is Giratina, though.
Yeah, who gave him a plate, and he's like, go do some things, I guess.
But Volo even said he gave Giratina the energy to rip open the portal.
So here
For what?
here's my 3 ways that I knew that Volo was a bad guy before. So we're in Walmart and we're talking about this. I'm like, James like, okay, what gave it away? I'm like, well, first of all, he throws a Togepi out at the very beginning. Why would you throw a Togepi out to get its ass beat? Second of all, he's looking for the plates. I'm like, that's obviously a sign that he's gonna want all the plates.
I didn't pick.
And I
that
would have
up.
gave them to him. I'm like, here's my fucking plates. I don't give a shit. Take over the world. I don't care. And third, I'm like, oh fuck. It literally skipped my mind.
Is it the show?
Oh!
So-
No. So he's like, you're my valid customer. And I'm like, I've never bought anything from you. Why the fuck do you keep calling me your valid customer? And I know that's part of the story. I mean, I know that they can't change the dialogue, but I'm like...
Well, the thing is, you can't buy anything from him
I know.
until the end.
I know,
Yeah.
but I've never bought anything from him. He's like, I wouldn't want to lose my valid customer. I'm like, I'm not buying anything from you.
Yeah, no.
Because I told Phil, I'm like, yeah, there's something that gives him away. Or, like,
I'm
starts
pretty
to,
sure.
like...
I'm pretty sure it's the plates that are
like,
what gives it away.
It starts to look suspicious on him. And it's like it's kind of towards the midway point of the game or something like that.
Is the old lady bad?
No.
No.
Oh.
No.
Technically,
Well-
yes, because she gives you the worst fucking gift.
Well, that's again.
We'll talk about it.
Eh.
So okay, but back to that though. So like, was his whole plan to get all the plates to summon Giratina to challenge Arceus?
Yeah.
He wanted Giratina fucked up all the realms basically to
the gift.
piss off Dialga and Palkia, which was supposed to bring out Arceus, and then he was hoping to catch it.
Cloud Clan.
Yeah, because Arceus created Giratina, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it created Giratina, Dialga, and Palkia.
Yeah, and Giratina was salty about something or other.
Giratina was violent and mean. Giratina was a bully, and Arceus went to hell with you, bad boy.
Hey, do you have to capture?
I love Giratina,
Do you have
though.
to capture Dialgo?
You have to capture
No.
all of them.
Yeah, you capture both.
Well, is it mandatory? You have
Yo, yes, it's mandatory that you capture
See, that's-
whichever Pokemon you run into.
Okay, so
The side you don't choose is the one.
That pissed me off because I was like, I felt so special when I caught it with a ball, and then it's like, oh, you need to fight him, and I was like, oh. Okay, here's the thing. I didn't read the dialogue towards the end, and the old lady's like, yeah, you need Dialgo on your team.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. So I tried going past her again. Oh, you need Dialgo on your team. I'm like, okay. I'm still not reading. I'm not really. It's not registering in my head. So I went through it a third time. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna read this fucking dialogue. It's like, you need to have Dialgo on your team. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, well, how the fuck do I change? I've never changed in town. I've always changed outside of town.
Ah.
So I didn't realize the ranch that was over there was how you change it. So I walked over there and I'm 20 hours in, and it's like, oh, by the way, you can release all your Pokemon there from here. I'm like, oh, no, cool.
You get a new tutorial 20 hours in the game.
It's like the best. I don't even remember what it unlocks, but it's like the best thing.
Well, she's like desperately saying, hey, just want you to know, you're fucking all the Pokemon in here. We can't feed them all. So if you want us to release some in the oil, go ahead.
So why did you leave God here?
I can't believe we have God in my nursery.
We can't contain it.
Why do you have the devil of Pokemon in my nursery?
Yo, can you take this fucking like pink genie out of here? It's really creeping me out.
Oh god,
It has a heart. It has a snake heart.
It keeps turning into a turtle.
That is fucking gross. I'll admit that. I can understand why, like, I'll admit the normal form is it's fine. I don't get.
No, it's not.
Okay, a female genie is. I understood why.
No, because the genie sucked to begin with.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll admit. Okay. the origin form, what's gonna call that fucking sucks. It looks like a gross turtle that needs to be put down.
Its shell is made out of a snake.
Yeah, but like, I never hated the genies.
I did.
I do.
I never liked any of the trios from Gen 5. I think they all suck.
All right, well, let's finish up the.
Yeah, I was gonna say
line
we've gotten really off track. I don't.
Not really.
I
We were
think
talking
it's-
about.
I think
the-
it's my
the
turn.
game.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
have
we
Rapidash.
did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rapidash. Yeah. So
Sucks.
my next Pokemon was Miss Magius.
Who's that?
I like Miss Magius.
It's the evolved form of Mischievous.
You
It
know
looks
what
like a
Mischievous
witch.
is from Gen 2.
It's the floating head with beads around its neck.
The only new ghost type from Gen 2, which wasn't on Morty's team for some reason.
Because get fucked.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because I'm just bumblefucking through the gravesite on Mount Coronet, and there's just an alpha one. I'm like, huh,
You're
Cool.
mine.
caught it. And I'm like, well, you're gonna be on my team because you got really good fucking coverage.
Yeah.
You got Psychic, Dark, Ice.
Fire. It has mystical fire.
Oh, I didn't teach it that.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, but doesn't Typhlosion doesn't have ice or electric, but
Oh, it also had Energy Ball, which was great because I had
that
no
is
grass
good.
types on my team. And I'm just like, man, this thing's really fucking good.
The ghost got a lot of good moves.
So yeah, that was a late comer to my team, but it was a mainstay.
Yeah.
When I was evolving Pokemon, it was that and Typhlosion that stuck on my team, and 4 randos to evolve.
Alright. The last one, and I can't believe I forgot it because I've been in love with it ever since I used it. I finally used a Gliscor.
Oh yeah.
I love Gliscor.
Gliscor.
It is a wall. It is any flying wall I'm a big fan of because, I mean, I've said it before, Skarmory is my favorite Pokemon ever. And then Empoleon's like right beneath it. They gave Empoleon Roost in this game, by the way, which is fucking awesome. I can make a defensive Empoleon and it's a monster. But yeah, I got a Gliscor, and I think that's the only Pokemon, one of the few Pokemon in this game that can effectively use Rest. Because Rest is a pain in the ass. Because when you're drowsy, you take more damage. But Gliscor's so fucking tanky, it didn't matter. Unless they had an ice move, and most things didn't. And when I went to the ice place, I was like, Gliscor, just hang back. But it did murder some things with Stealth Rock. It has Stealth Rock and spikes.
When are we going to talk about that?
We will when
We'll
we
get to it. We still got like 2 more Pokemon we need to
Got 2 more.
Yeah. But yeah, Gliscor was a ton of fun. Yeah, I had some type overlap, but it was really fun regardless. Like, Mamoswine and Gliscor did different things. Gliscor was there to stall, and Mamoswine was there to murder.
I feel like when Phil's walking around the Pokemon thing, they're like, "Oh God, he's gonna fucking make a long ass battle."
Oh, you
Why is he making it long?
Oh God, we're battling Phil again.
fucking struggle, damn it. That's like 40 moves away.
He's gonna make me kill myself again.
Do I have Double Edge? I don't have Double Edge. Fuck!
Oh, damn it, he threw out a ghost type! That Heracross was fucked, by the way. I threw out Gengar, and I realized it couldn't hit me. And I was just like, caught the first one and murdered the second one. But yeah, no, Gliscor was a bastard, and I loved it.
Did you ever find the Alpha Gliscor?
I eventually did.
He's like level 75, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's how I caught mine because I didn't want to buy a Razor Fang.
Oh, I
You
you can find them on...
Yeah, just beat up Gligers, and they'll just drop them.
Yeah,
I had
no.
like 40 of them by the end of the game.
I didn't
They are
want
so
to.
common.
I didn't
Now, the
care.
Razor Tooth on the other...
Yeah.
No, the Razor Claw.
I found one.
I had to buy that.
I didn't have to buy it. I had one.
I had 2 because
No, I did get 2 because I needed both forms of. I needed Sneasler and Weavile.
I found those in Space Time Distortion, surprisingly.
Weaviles?
No, Razor Claws.
Oh, I found a Weavile in Space Time, and I'm like, hell yeah, get
That's
out
how
of
I
here,
got-
Johto Snizzle. I don't need you
But that's how
anymore.
I got Weavile, was because I found that. But
Yeah. But yeah, no. Gliscor was just like, if I can't have Skarmory, I'll take Gliscor. It does just as well.
if only it got hit by an Ice Beam.
There was a split second in when I was playing the game
It tanked them really well.
that I saw a silver Pokemon, and I was like, "Is that Skamari?" And then I don't know who it was.
Skamari.
It was probably Magnezone.
Yeah, Magnezone
Yeah.
was floating
No,
around
I don't think
there.
I've ever seen Magnezone.
He flies.
He does fly.
I don't think I've ever seen him.
He's in the air.
Well,
He's not on the ground.
It's the only silver thing that flies.
Okay, well maybe I did. I don't know what it was. It just caught my eyes like, and
I mean, it probably could have been a Togekiss too, depending on where you were.
but I
Yeah.
wasn't talking.
God, I wish there was.
I don't know. I don't think it was a Pokemon. I think it was just some object or something in the back.
No. But I wish Skarmory was in this game because it would have been disgusting. Because I would have taught it Spikes and Stealth Rocks and Roost and Brave Bird, and I just would have had a time. But instead I got Gliscor, and Gliscor was fine. So
Can we talk about the animation for Brave Bird?
Never seen it.
I don't think I ever used it.
Oh
I
god,
haven't.
it's so good.
Oh, wait.
It just goes like straight up and like...
Oh, yeah, no. It does the full-on dive bomb. It's
Yeah.
got the same problem that any of the projectile moves do, where it, like, spawns and then it tracks. So sometimes... I don't know if you guys ever got battles where the Pokemon were basically, like, within each other.
Yeah,
And then you
sometimes
fly-
I no clipped.
And then you fire a water pulse and it, like, goes... Whoop! And it, like, goes within your Pokemon to hit them. Like...
Sometimes my character, I was telling Jake this the other day, I would like clip out, or like I would be like looking up at the battle because like it was just angled position, like weird because I would have to like I threw my Pokemon up because I was about to die, and like my character was like looking out of bounds. It's kind of hard to describe, but it was weird.
It's
You
like a Ubisoft
Did you
game.
guys see the battle? I don't. I think it was a rare Pokemon, but they had thrown their Pokeball to go fight the Pokemon in the water, and they were running off the cliff, and they're in the water, and it has the animation. You have like 3 seconds to get out,
Oh.
and so they're in the battle, and you just see the trainer going like drowning, and then it
That's
drowns, and then
I don't know why you can't just swim.
Because then Basculegion would be pointless.
Yeah, I know,
No,
but
wouldn't.
they could make you just swim slow.
Yeah, just like...
Just go like
I
this.
mean, it would... But there must have been something.
Laziness.
Laziness, or they really, really wanted to incentivize Basculegion.
well, there's some cool Pokemon.
Yeah, they do that by making you swim incredibly slow.
there's some cool
And then just getting
Pokemon
swarmed by Gyarados.
in the
Yeah,
first. The
yeah, I was
first
gonna say you
area
die.
that are
from
blocked
Pokemon.
off from water. That you don't get to see till you come back.
You can leap them with Stantler in certain places. I figured that out on my second run. It was fun. I got to the other side, and I was like, my Pokemon... Like, I was basically running Infernape, and it was barely strong enough to fight shit on the other side of the river. And I was just like, I'm not supposed to be here. But, yeah, I can talk about my speed running later.
Don't you got one more Pokemon?
Yeah. So you said I don't know if the mic picked it up, but you said Vaporeon.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Okay, so why did Vaporeon?
Because you got a trend going on. You got Lopunny, you got Gardevoir.
Is this like fuckable Pokemon?
Yes.
We had to learn about
But
Vaporeon.
Vaporeon's Eevee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I've never thought about fucking.
There's a green tech story about it, and
Yes.
oh boy.
Yes.
Vaporeon is apparently breedable with humans.
So okay.
No, it's not breedable. It's just apparently the best one to do it
Look,
with.
it gets acid armor and then like water absorb, and it's in the human-like egg group,
So
or the animal, or
I wasn't going to say that.
the land egg group or something. Like
Bullshit!
I
It's
wasn't
in the
going to say it was in the
human-like.
human-like.
Bullshit.
So I will say this.
There was like 5 things about Vaporeon.
It's a long, paragraph from Reddit, and it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
It was
I've
awful.
Never been on Reddit, so
Cursed.
I've never seen it.
It's very
It was from
cursed.
4chan. It was not from Reddit.
Oh, it's from something.
It was from the right place. For
It was
that
from
to be.
some cursed place of the dark web.
So
It's just field.
I've only,
Field, yeah,
I've
that's
only
a
seen 2
human-like.
EVs, and I've only battled another trainer with Eevee, like their Eevee of fall form. So I've never seen any of the special EVs or anything like that. So I have a shit ton of Moonstones, Firestones, whatever stones that can't use, because Eevee's a little bitch, won't show up. My sixth slot was a rotation, but I did end up on a Pokemon. I ran a Wailord
Hell
for a little bit because I don't know.
Wait.
Well,
No, Wailord's not in this game.
Oh yeah, not Wailord.
Welrin?
Yeah, Wailord.
Oh, yeah,
right,
Wailord.
okay,
I was
okay.
like, wait. I wish
Don't-
Wailord was in
don't
this game.
worry.
If Wailord was in this game, that'd be awesome because it'd be its actual size. And
It should be.
imagine an alpha Wailord.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
That would have been awesome out in the
actually
Cobalt
smaller.
Coastlands.
half the map,
In
dude.
the coastlands, that'd be amazing and take up half the map.
It'd be incredible. Anyway, keep going.
But I found so basically, like I said, my sixth slot. I don't remember who the other ones I trained up, but I finally settled on a Rosalina because I love.
Rosalia.
Yes.
Rosalina.
Yes,
Did you evolve it into a Roserade?
I did. Now.
So Aaron, you were right, and there's another fucking
Roserade is feminine.
But I saw because here's the thing. I like Pikachu and all that stuff, but I absolutely hate, and it's not because it's a female Pikachu on Pokken Tournament, but I absolutely hate that Pikachu because it's it looks like a fat old wrestler who can't fit in his suit anymore.
Is it Pikachu Libre?
Pikachu Libre. And I'm like, it should have been. Who's the third form of
Raichu?
Raichu?
No, not Raichu. Of Rosalina.
Oh, Roserade?
Roserade.
Because that one actually looks like a fucking fighter.
But it's
And
like an
Roserade's
opera
good.
singer.
Yeah, it's
It's not a fight. It's not a luchador. It's a fucking
Oh.
opera singer.
Yeah,
I was trying to do a suplexes.
Its mask is a masquerade mask. That's where Roserade comes from.
I thought it was a fighter.
No, the fighter would have been fucking Hisui and Lilligant. That was actually
But-
fighting type.
Well, my story, it's a fighter.
Fine, that's fine.
So
You caught a male one, I assume?
No.
No, Aaron doesn't use male Pokemon.
I don't. If it looks feminine, I don't. I've got nothing against. It's a fun, whatever. So don't take it out of context. But if a Pokemon looks like female, I want it to be female. Like I hate Machoke when it's a female. But women can be buff. I don't care. But make a fucking female version of Machoke. I'm just saying.
Will you use
With a belt!
Will you use a female Mr. Mime?
No.
Even though that's not its name in Japanese. It's not supposed to be.
But shit. What are
Would
they
you
going
use a
with
male
this?
Jinx?
Oh. No, I would no.
There are no male jinxes.
But
You would probably use Jinx. That's your favorite Pokemon, right?
like here's my thing. Here's my thing. There's a Nido King and a Nido Queen.
Yeah.
How the fuck in the first gen did you go? Well, Machoke. I mean, we're just gonna have both. We can't make a second version of Machoke.
It's
Because
gender didn't exist in the first game.
Yeah.
Outside
It did.
Of the
It did.
No,
yeah, I was gonna say
it was-
outside. Okay, yeah, outside. But there was a gender thing.
But
Not
they
in Gen
did
1.
do they did make certain Pokemon from Gen 1 gendered like one gender only.
Yeah, but you know what the worst part is that when we got to Gen 2 and they introduced gender, Nidoqueen and Nidoking couldn't breed.
That's because Nidoqueen can't breed.
Yeah, it's bad.
Right. So, anyways, going back to Roselia, is that the second form?
Yeah.
I'm not good with names. So I looked up on YouTube what level it evolves because I couldn't remember if it was a grass stone or whatever. And they're like, it evolves with has to be level like 40 or 50 because after that it doesn't learn anything. Oh, cool. So I'm going through the game like, okay, it's level 50. Okay, is it gonna fucking evolve yet? And then I got to level 55. I'm like, is it gonna fucking evolve? And then I googled again. It's like, oh, it needs to evolve in the daytime. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it fucking evolved in the daytime. Now I'm looking at different games have different stats. And then finally I figured on this one because I was like, okay, I probably should be smart. I probably should type in Arceus. And they finally told me you need the not the sunstone, no,
Shiny stone.
shiny stone. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do the shiny stone. So I gave it a shiny stone. It evolved, and I was like, you're gonna be suplexing people.
Yeah, you 4 foot tall ficus.
Not even 4 feet. It's like
But
3.5.
that is
it's
the one.
very small.
That is the one that I saw aggro alpha form of it. I was like, yeah, I couldn't catch it because it was like I'd end up killing it or whatever, or it killed my Pokemon. So, but it's the only one that I was like, I wish I would call it level 40 when I had to go through this bullshit.
Dude, fucking Roserade is so short that the alpha is barely taller than you.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. But no, it's fun fact, it's always been the shiny stone. What you were probably running into was how to evolve a Badoo.
No, it
The
wasn't
first
Badoo.
form.
That's happiness
Because that's
during the daytime.
that's daytime happiness.
Oh, okay, maybe.
I think I
So-
told you that too, and you were like, "No, you're wrong." Well, okay, whatever.
Either way,
I just going by what the fucking
no,
the
trust
Google
me,
said.
I get it. Like you, misinformation and all. Like I'm not blaming you for it. I'm just
There's no such thing. Or never mind.
I'm just
I was
laughing.
gonna make a joke of something else, and I was gonna make myself sound stupid, so I decided not to say it.
Don't worry about it. Trust me,
He was gonna pull a me and say some really dumb shit. He's like,
I was gonna say.
let's not do that.
I was gonna say there's no such thing as fake news, and then it's like, wait, I don't know how that makes sense, but
It doesn't.
I know exactly why I didn't say it.
Anyway.
Exactly why I shut my mouth.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Jay. Your final one.
So my last one was Sneasler. I don't know why. I just looked at it and said, "You know what? Fine,
You're ugly,
whatever."
motherfucker. I don't know my team.
I need something.
Stretch Armstrong Sneasel.
It's like I need something to replace this Alakazam because like I always run Alakazam, give him the chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what better way than to replace it with the Pokemon that would get utterly destroyed by it?
I don't know how fast Sneasler is. I think it's about as fast as Weavile, but that
Yeah.
doesn't help.
It's pretty much the same thing except a polar opposite.
And the entire time I'm using it, I'm like, man, you fucking suck. Everything
does.
about you is bad. You take longer to level up than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Everything can just kill you in one shot, regardless if it's super effective or not. Why are you still fucking here?
There's one psychic type move and that thing is done.
One psychic type move, one ground type move, a
Yeah,
flying type move,
it sucks.
a stray leaf.
Wow,
I quickly was off my team.
I can't believe my Toxicroak turned out better because my Toxicroak's not that great, but I didn't have those problems with Toxicroak. Toxicroak took hits.
You know,
It took a stray hit and then it got it all back with Drain Punch.
yeah, I didn't even bother changing Snetzer's moveset. I'm just, well, I changed Poison Jab back to Dire Claw. Because it's like, oh, you can poison, sleep, or paralyze with this. I'm like, fucking what?
Yay, Effect Spore.
And it's only like 15 power less, so I mean... I'm like, it's fine, I guess? And then just... I stopped caring about Sneasler. It was just there to take a hit so somebody else could revive.
Fair enough.
So, can I tell you one story and then can I do? Because I assume once we get talking, it's gonna be you three dominating the entire thing.
Yeah, it could be. We'll see.
Do you guys remember the Zelda talk from Corncast where you guys were sitting there talking about Zelda on the whatever Zelda's Adventures,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like boom, 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 boom. Oh, what are we gonna do? It's like, all right. So my one story that I wanted to tell was when I was fighting an Ursaring, an Alpha Ursaring. I went to go battle it, and then I'm battling this. I'm doing pretty good, and all of a sudden, Geodude used a Rock Smash. I'm like, where the fuck's this Geodude at? And the Geodude was so far away, like literally at the edge of the circle. I'm like, you motherfucker!
It's right behind you or some shit. I hate
So
that.
They usually move in, like, in front of you when the battle starts.
He was somewhere. I had to, like, look around, and it, like, for listeners, you won't be able to see this, but I'm up on this cliff. My Pokemon's here, Ursaring's here, and Geodude's way out here. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So, I want to do... I did positives and negatives for this game. And, you know, if you want to talk about it, because I assume once we get it rolling, then... I'll give you my positives first, and then I'll give negatives. About equal. So, Shiny Rock... there's like a star for shiny rocks in Pokemon to get your attention.
Yeah.
I really thought that was kind of cool when I saw a Geodude. It's just like sparkling in the background. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, it's a shiny. Because there's an infamous, I don't remember what Pokemon it is, but I think it was like Sapphire or something, where a shiny Pokemon came up and I killed it. And then later on I'm like, oh, there's shiny Pokemon in this game? Oh shit, I didn't know that. And I can't tell. Catching Pokemon's fun. A different story I put, you know, because all the other stories kind of seem to...
Yeah.
Beat gyms.
Exactly, yeah. Pokemon look fine, better than Sword and Shield.
A lot.
I like the checklist. Your character moves their mouth in dialogue, which I thought was kind of cool. I was like, that's, you know...
Characters emote.
My favorite one with the character moving their mouth is when you kill a Pokemon you're not supposed to. Like the Lake Trio. Like, you were supposed to catch it.
Yep.
And your character's like...
The character's mouth movements is just like...
No,
Yeah.
it's not even surprise. It's like sadness. It's
He always
like
looks so sad.
deep sadness. And then it restarts, and you're just like, wow.
When you get kicked out, I'm pretty sure he does that. He just does a sad face.
The confusion sound effect, it sounds like a Taco Bell. Like, it's just hearing like the dong. Like, that's fucking cool. Changeable movesets, so if you want to change your moves.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's wonderful.
great.
They need to do that going forward. Don't give me a freaking heart scale and go
Yeah.
cross map.
Manual evolve Pokemon, so like, you know, if you don't want to evolve a Pokemon, you don't have to. So I think that's kind
I
of...
like that
need
too.
to hold an Everstone forever.
Yeah.
God.
The transition from like riding Pokemon, so like, you know, being on the Stantler to then going into the water and then being able to climb over the mountain with Sneasel. I think that's pretty cool.
The only thing I don't like about that is if you go into Sneasel. Or
Yeah,
Sneasler,
it kind of stops right after.
it just like it defaults to Sneasler. So you
Yeah.
use Braviary, you land and boom, Sneasler.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Yeah,
It's like,
'cause
no,
so slow.
land me as on Stantler
Right.
or Weird Ear.
Weird ear.
It doesn't default to Sneasler. It defaults to whatever you were before you flipped.
Yeah, but most
So
of the
if-
time that's going to be Sneasler.
It's most of the time it's Sneasler because you went to climb a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awful.
and I hate it.
And then,
Back to can I add something real quick?
yeah.
Back to the evolutions. I wish they would do that going forward.
Yeah.
With like the linking cords, the magmarizers. I wish you could just find the items. Like let me like go to the battle shop, or like let me go to the battle tower. Let me just like work for points and buy the items and evolve my Pokemon that way. Don't force me to have to trade them.
Oh no, yeah, no. Don't even make it a lock behind the battle tower because that shit sucks. And that is a person said that's being said by a person who loves the battle tower. Like earning shit for the battle tower sucks ass. Dude, just let us evolve shit without trading.
Right.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's awful.
Okay, fine. Everything involves like Ursaring now.
We'll get to that.
Alright, and then my final positive is all Pokemon do the same for like getting the rock, tree, just anything. So you don't have to, you can just keep one Pokemon instead of having to go. Because I was thinking it was going to be like, oh, rock Pokemon has to smash a rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
all
oh yeah, my
Pokemon.
wire's
Get
breaking.
it, Combi. Break that rock.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Smash a giant boulder, Combi.
Go Magikarp.
So my...
Well, Magikarps are hard. You could like swing a Magikarp and break a rock.
Yeah.
Combi, what are you gonna do? Combi's gonna
and
break.
it's got to evolve on the Gyarados right after that.
Hell yeah.
So my negatives, one sound effect for the flute.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely hated that. I was like, really? If you're not gonna put time into this game,
It's the same flute, though.
I'm sorry. Steve
Well,
just
yeah,
showed
but
up
you
when I
can
was
play-
trying to call.
You can play a different song.
No, but you
But you're
guys
using
don't.
it-
Do you guys know what that sound is?
No.
It's
It's
calling.
the very beginning when you start a Gen 4 game.
Yeah.
It's a callback.
Yeah, that's cool, but like, still, you can do like little remixes on it. It
They
doesn't have.
did when you get the Azure flute.
Yeah, and
it
you
plays the next series of notes that they play
When you
Oh,
call
when
it.
you're
boy, it's-
opening Gen 4. It's
boy,
really
it-
cool.
It has
Oh boy, it
lore
still
behind
plays the same the same tune for all 4 Pokemon.
but that's the but it's. I'm not saying it's great.
It's a summoning flute.
but
It's not like you're
also-
trying to play a song.
Hey, I'm sorry. In Wind Wa- or not Wind
In
Waker.
Ocarina of
In
Time, you can play different songs on your flute.
But that's because. But did you look at the Azure?
Did you intentionally say that?
What, Ocarina of Time?
No, a flute.
Trust me,
Yeah,
I know
it's
in
a
Majora's
flute.
Mask.
Is it
I
flute?
watched a video the other day on Majora's
ocarina is
Mask.
a
Somebody
flute.
played
Okay.
Africa by Toto.
But anyway, the fucking Celestic flute is a tube, so I don't know what you guys expect.
Well, you can breathe into the tube differently.
I mean,
Trust
to be
me,
fair,
hey,
the Pearl Girl
I
did
can't,
show
I
that you
can't
can
wait
play.
to
I'm not
see next
defending
video
this.
to pop up.
But anyway,
I'm just saying.
My point is that it's a callback, and it's a really cool callback. Also, there are different tones that play when you switch between them.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
There
is.
It's
It's a
sounds the
different.
same.
There's a sound of. It's not the flute noise, but there are different there are different tones that play when you switch between
That's the
them.
Pokemon doing its roar.
No, it's not. It's something very different, and I will prove it to you guys after this.
I love this. This nigga list is gonna be so much fun.
Anyway,
All right. So my reason why I didn't want to buy this game is the world's bland. Now, once you get into it, battling, for me, I lost track of like
Yeah.
seeing everything. But my thing is, I don't expect a top tier game. I don't expect like, graphics to look. I don't give a shit about graphics.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a $1 billion company, I would love for you to just take a little more time, TLC, just say, you know what? We don't have to make it look the best, but let's make that grass look fucking nice.
the problem is the Game Freak's still only 100 people.
I know, and they don't want to hire any more.
They're weird. Game Freak's weird.
Nintendo.
And
You think Nintendo would give Game Freak a higher budget?
No, but the Pokemon
It don't
company
matter about
has to rake it in. They have to rake it in. That's the only
They
reason
did
exist.
rake it in with Sword and Shield.
Yeah, but if you look at their earnings, most of the money that comes from the Pokemon franchise is merchandise.
Of
Yeah.
course it is.
It's not the video games. It's not the anime.
It's the other.
It's your Pikachu plush that you buy 7 of
I did not buy 7.
because you want to get that rare one.
1 in 1,000 chance you get a shiny Pikachu plush. Fuck that. Anyway,
my other thing is, I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm not mad at how many Pokemon are in this game, but I wish there was just a little bit more. Yeah. Because they're making. I know that Diamond and Pearl were not. Brilliant Diamond and Pearl were not made by Game Freak. It was outsourced. But it's like you were making Pokemon Snap. It's like, could you bring the Pokemon Snap, 3D models into?
Well, Namco Bandai did that one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That was Game Freak too.
No, it was Namco.
But it's like all three of them are working together, so it's like if you put the money,
I was trying to ask Jake the other day. I think this is the Sinnoh Dex plus a few additional Pokemon.
no,
I don't know
It's
what-
missing stuff.
I don't know what the regional Sinnoh decks.
I
know
don't
how many
either, and I
Pokemon
just
it
played
had.
the remakes.
It's missing some stuff.
Is it missing like Gen 4 Pokemon?
I'm trying to think about
so.
what's missing.
I thought somebody said that all Gen 4 was in there.
A lot of it
and the
is.
rest was,
I think all of all the new
but I'm
Gen,
not a Pokemon fan, so I don't know.
all the Gen 4 mons are in, but
Because Gen 4 doesn't have 240 Mons.
No.
Not even close.
no, but it's a modified dex for sure.
You got your fossils.
Well, yeah,
Those are both there.
but they're only there because of the space-time distortion. Let's see.
You got all the new evolutions. You got Yanmega. You got...
Shit. I'm trying to
I
think.
want to say they all are there.
Of the original Sinnoh decks. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. The original decks.
Plus
Alright,
all the mythicals.
All right, what do you guys think of that?
Yeah,
the legendaries.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Trainer triple attack. I hate when you fight Trainer and they're like, oh, we're gonna
Yeah.
throw out 3 Pokemon. And like,
At least the 2 other ones
Yeah,
are like
they're
30
weaker.
levels below.
Right.
But I wish you could throw out another one too.
and then just 3-on-1 battles in general. I think that's
Okay, so it has 151 Well, Diamond and Pearl have 151 Pokemon in its regional dex. Platinum has 210.
I'm gonna go to Platinum.
I wonder if it's the Platinum Dex.
It's the Platinum Dex plus some. That's what... Because I'm looking here, and I'm not seeing anything that was missing.
Alright, so then next is no voice acting. I wish there was somewhat voice acting. And
There was.
I think he means during, like, the dialogue when...
Well, Pokemon's never had that.
I know. I'm just saying.
Besides, it'd be British anyway.
The weirdest part is that your character has a voice.
I noticed the grunting during the dodging.
Yeah, you make noises when you throw the Pokeball and you dodge. It's weird. Like, it freaked me out. I was like, stop making noises.
I hear it when like they run out of breath.
But when you're throwing Pokeballs, you hear ha.
This came. I think Jabe said this is in all games, but I remember this from Sword and Shield, and I hated
Wingull
it.
isn't in.
But
oh man, what a big
There's
loss!
an arrow line.
We lost even weaker Gyarados.
All right, I will go to the original Diamond and Pearl.
Having to pay to look at new hairstyles, I think that's absolutely stupid.
At least it's only 500, but you're right. It
But
is.
it's like,
dumb.
but in that game, I'm like, I need the fucking money because the next thing. I'll just skip to this part. Inventory spacing. I think it's absolutely stupid of how.
Buying inventory slots
and the
is
thing,
a scam.
The thing that I always got a kick out of is like, it goes to dark and you sound like a zipper zipping down. It's like, is he fucking this person?
Dude,
All right, I'll show you how to get more space. Zip.
It's even more awkward when you play as a girl.
Oh, I know. The menu, I absolutely hate
I didn't even think of that.
I got dirty mind.
I'm a pure boy at heart.
The menu, I think is absolutely shit. 20 hours in.
That's because Who doesn't have a Gen 4 like link to it.
Whooper's not in either.
That's because Whooper doesn't have a Gen 4 link to it. It doesn't have something that's like...
Wingull, yeah, no, okay, it's not...
Most of it.
Most of it, yeah. But some of the missing ones are weird.
Every Gen 4 Pokemon is in that game.
So the menu I absolutely hate. I don't know why. 20 hours in, I still couldn't figure out which one, how to save my game, and how to fucking use the map.
It doesn't have great menuing. It could be better.
Things are on weird buttons, I will say that. There were times where I was switching between up, down, and minus because I couldn't remember which one did which.
Yeah.
Because I was like, in a regular Pokemon game, you open the menu with start or X, but X doesn't do that anymore. X flips what you're throwing, and it's a whole mess.
I only got a couple more to go. Having to talk to the professor and then go to Cecilia to get your star rank. So like having to, that was annoying. It was just one of those inconvenience where I'm like, okay, I have to talk to you and then go to you.
It's an inconvenience for realism's sake, and it's like, honestly, my biggest problem with this game is I wish I could just move between maps without having to go back to Jubilife.
Yeah, that's another one of my complaints.
No, fuck you, go back.
It's awful.
See, that's exactly my next one right
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
it's not great.
See all the things that changed.
And then
They build half a street.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, I never paid attention.
You know what that Chimecho is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole line of houses gets built throughout the game.
Oh, yeah, I did
notice that. I did notice that. And then my final one, this is just a fun one. I absolutely hate Cricketone's cry. That son of a bitch scared the shit out of me every time I heard
Well, but when it's an alpha, it's whoop, 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 and you're like, stop!
And it will scare I like the cry, but it will scare the shit out of you.
It's
that's
awful.
That's all my positives and
It's
negatives.
an 8-foot tall cricket with scythe hands. It's
mustache.
terrifying. I caught one, I popped it out of its ball, and I went, you are a terror. Go live in the box forever.
All right, if you guys want to talk about the Volo fight, I'm going to use the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if you guys want to talk about something
So
different.
talk really loud so you can't hear it in the background.
Clearly.
Well, I'm going to go upstairs so they don't get...
Oh.
It's premium to hear it.
Right.
Ew.
Anyway.
So the Volo fight.
Yeah, I thought I was prepared for anything in that game, but not that.
No, dude, I got my ass whooped. I got my ass whooped so hard, I literally told you guys, I'm like, hey, for the first time ever, I have to grind. Like, legitimately grind. Like, do nothing but fight Pokemon and grind. I had to do it. And I actually was reasonable about it. I only leveled up to 72, which was the highest Mon that I had, for everybody. And then I fed them a shit ton of grit.
That being said, though, I do like Volo. He's not as cool as Cynthia. Volo is cool,
Volo's way more interesting than Cynthia ever was.
No.
Yeah.
He's got like the same team.
Cynthia's boring as shit. Let's not pretend that Cynthia does anything in the story.
I looked at a rock. Did you guys like that?
Here, take this charm to my grandma because I don't have time to visit my family. Oh, the Psyducks are having problems? Just take the secret potion, whatever. I have no motivation in this story. The most I do is when I'm in Platinum and I scold Cyrus. Cynthia
I'm gonna go
is
vacation
boring.
now. Bye.
Volo is
still awesome.
infinitely more interesting than Cynthia ever was, to the point where I want to believe that Cynthia's role in the Arceus story that we never got was going to be something like Volo's. I think Cynthia might have actually turned out to be kind of a villain. And I think that's really cool, and I think Volo really opens up that idea, because Cynthia's quest for knowledge has no context. It's just, oh, I'm wandering around because I find things interesting.
Okay, but let's not change the fact that he brought out a shitty Arcanine.
Well,
that was hilarious.
That's because he didn't have access to whatever her 6th Pokemon was. Whatever the fuck that was.
Let's see, Cynthia has a Spiritomb, a Togekiss, a Gastrodon, a Lucario.
Wait.
There were differences.
Did Volo have a Gastrodon? Was
No.
that what Arcanine swapped out for?
Yeah, I swapped out for a Gastrodon for some reason.
Well, but Togekiss was Platinum.
Yeah, he's got her Platinum team.
He's got her Platinum team plus Arcanine minus
Gastrodon.
Gastrodon was...
Volo didn't have a Gastrodon, I remember that.
But
Alright,
I don't think
let's find out
Gastrodon
what
was
Cynthia-
her Platinum team.
Let's find out what Cynthia's got on her Platinum team.
She swaps out Gastrodon for Togekiss, I know that. It's the same thing except she has a Togekiss.
Milotic.
How,
He doesn't have a Milotic, that's why.
He couldn't have a Milotic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Milotic wasn't in the game.
Yeah. There you go. So we replaced Gyarados with a rock.
Yeah,
With
well,
a rock lion.
to be fair, it would have been redundant coverage, but he didn't have any water types.
Yeah, so here's a rock lion that sucks.
That's weak to water. Crazy that. I murdered it with my Mamoswine.
I think I drain punched it and I went,
Yeah, no, it's a joke. But that fight is a game of revenge kills. That's it.
Oh.
His Pokemon are probably gridded out to fuck, which meant that I had to grit my Pokemon out like crazy.
what are his levels of Pokemon?
like 70.
70 mid to high 70s. It's a tough fight, and that Garchomp is a bastard.
I don't know, I went up to it and I'm like, yo, check out this Blissey, it's gonna kiss you.
Oh, well,
And
one
then it died.
Well, yeah.
You know what's funny?
I ice beamed it and it lived.
I didn't realize.
I think I
that
kissed it twice.
Did y'all have the same reaction of beating Giratina the first time and then you're like, oh yeah, I won?
I beat Giratina the first time, and I was like, alright, bring out your origin form so I can fucking catch you. And it brought out its origin form, and it wouldn't let me throw a Pokeball, and I was like, shit. Because I set it up to be caught.
So I didn't think that fight was going to be hard. Like I said, that game was a cakewalk before that. So I had no revives. But I didn't lose. I did not lose. My last Pokemon on Giratina's origin form was my Hisuian Electrode. I still won. With strategy. So what I did was I had Energy Ball and I had Thunder. I paralyzed it. And I had to rely on getting paralysis to keep going. And then I used Energy Ball to lower its defenses.
Yeah, so what I did is I had 4 remaining Pokemon from the Volo fight. And, excuse me.
Also PP stalled.
I think Miss Magus was my lead Pokemon in that part. And luckily I had Dark Pulse. So whenever it's like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna obscure myself, I'm like, ha, you're right over there, dipshit. Dark Pulse.
Yeah.
And I would get like 2 Dark Pulses in a row, and then it would Shadow Force me, and then I had to throw out something else. I think I threw out Blissey at one point, and I'm like, okay, Blissey, you just take whatever the fuck else it can do, because it can't Shadow Force you. Miss Magus, would you like a revive? And so I revived Miss Magus, and then I think Blissey finally ate shit and died after like 6 turns.
What'd you think of the cook being a bad guy?
The cook.
Yeah. The chef?
He wasn't a bad guy, he just
Oh.
turned out to be a ninja. I thought it was...
Oh, yeah, that sort of happened.
forgot
That
happened.
one came out of nowhere. For
And then
me.
he defeated him. He was like, oh, okay, I'll go home and cook again.
I just remember looking at him and being like,
I hate his
you
mustache.
don't look like you're related to Koga, the only ninja in the entire
not.
series.
He's not related to Koga. I think he's related to Wally.
Ow!
From, is that
from
They're
Ruby
just-
Sapphire.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who gets rolls.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah!
He gets a free roll.
Pretty sure he's related to Wally.
That's fucking
How many-
weird.
okay,
Because
how-
they don't have anybody related to Barry, except I think Volo technically is.
How many years? Is this like
Yes.
500 years?
Yeah.
It's
a long
around
time.
the 1800s,
Okay, I
approximately.
was curious.
The amount of years is yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
The
okay,
Pokemon's weird.
When you beat the game, does your character go back?
Nope.
No?
It doesn't say anything. about
You
going
catch
back?
the gods of time, space, and the antimatter, and then God on top of that, and you just stay there.
No,
The rift
God's,
closes.
God's just like, yo, this is where you live now, and you just go, great.
It's like, I do have the ability to send you back, but guess what?
Yeah.
Fuck you. You're stuck here.
Well, I mean, you have time and space. You can go back anytime you want.
You know where I had?
It's just you're 15. You're dumb.
You know where I had kind of a small issue with the story. Like, we know that we were rifted into this world, and I thought the character knew that too.
I think the character does. It's just the character's dumb because they're
But
15.
You can
He's
play,
dumb and does
you,
what he's told.
you can play it as if you have amnesia.
But then,
Yeah, because like Ingo.
But then halfway through the game, when you meet the conductor,
Yeah, Ingo.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I like him. And
That's
then
great.
he's like, "Do you remember what you're doing? Like, where you're from?" And they're just like, "Oh, I don't know."
Do you remember Pokemon trainers? Yeah, maybe.
It's like
do you-
okay. I thought we established that I knew where I came from because I was like, in our world we have Pokemon.
It could be a very much thing like maybe Ingo's not from your world. Maybe Ingo's from a different world himself.
I just assume Ingo's from the
It is Ingo from Black and White.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is definitely him.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not-
from the battle
Well,
side.
I don't know who Black and White is. I don't know.
He's the one who had the wish cache that fucking stalled us.
Oh yeah. Is it really?
I don't think it was him.
No.
But
Ing-
It was on that train though.
it was on
Ingo's
that
great.
train.
Ingo's great.
I had a funny story that I told Jake yesterday that I got to tell the rest of you guys. So I thought Komodo was the ancestor to Cyrus for like 80% of the game. And then I was like, and then I saw a post on Twitter and I was like, oh wait, that's Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh wait, Silene is the ancestor to Cyrus. And I was like, wait, Cyrus doesn't have the freaky mustache.
I got something better. The whole time, who's that tall character?
Melly?
So the whole time, Melly, it pops up. I'm thinking I'm like, damn, that's a fucking tall woman.
You're not the only one.
It's like they literally stand next to Adaman, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool with tall women. I don't give a shit. And Jabe and I are having a conversation. And I'm like, yeah. Somehow I said, yeah, Melly like a female, and Jabe's like, no, that's a guy. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's a female. I mean, it looks like a female.
Wait, who are we talking about here?
Melly,
Melly.
the guy with the electrode.
Yeah.
Oh!
Or the Scun
Oh.
Tank guy.
Yeah.
And then
There's a lot of characters in this game.
Yeah, there is.
Some of them are forgettable.
Yes.
It wasn't forgettable for me, but the name I forgot. But yeah, I was just like, okay, that's my Joe moment.
No, you're like, I saw people on Twitter like, I didn't know Melly was a guy, and
I
I'm
can
like,
now.
all right, it's not just him. I get
I gotta
it.
see it.
See what?
Go fast travel to Cornet Highlands. That's where he is, I think.
You gotta see
I
Melly.
gotta see it.
Why do you gotta see? Why don't you just Google Melly?
Just Google it.
Find
He has
out-
his game right there.
I mean, I'm on Mount Coronet, so
I think he's right next to
yeah,
him.
I'm right next
He's
to him.
literally right next to him. I
Type
gotta
not
see
safe for
this.
work, Melly. See what pops up. Do it.
Oh, is it because he's wearing a wig, or is that?
Oh,
his...
you already found him.
He's got long hair, and
I don't see any boobs.
that
None
was
of the-
why I went like.
None of the females have boobs.
Yeah, guess what?
The
Really?
Pearl Clan leader does.
I don't think
kind
the
of.
pink-
More so the Arcanine. That lady has. Oof.
Oh yeah,
she's
she's the sexual one.
she's
Right.
curvy
She was
and she's
sexual.
wearing
Oh,
a wetsuit.
Good thing you remind me. Who's that black guy's name?
Oh, the scared guy who you tell to get a
I
fucking
actually
grip.
fucking hate him.
I think he's hilarious.
Go
But
on, 15-year-old child. Go ahead of me. Go to this volcano. I'm like, you fucking pussy.
No, he doesn't. Once he gets to the volcano, he's like.
Well, he
we're-
has
we're
to
doing
wait
a
for
thing.
Vasculegion to come back.
True.
He
But
can-
no, he does a decent job. But the weirdest part is that he's afraid of a Dusclops, but he takes care
Oh,
of Vasculegion.
that-
It is a ghost
that-
type.
You know what also my favorite part of that mission was? When Arcanine is like looking up, he's like hearing shit.
Yeah.
He's just like looking up in the air and like, oh, he hears shit in his head. He's like a fucking creep.
To be fair, if we were
He's
put
just
in
like,
their
"Oh!"
shoes, I think I'd be scared of a Dusclops too.
Oh,
I
Dusclops is
wouldn't be. I'd be
horrifying.
like, I'd walk up and punch it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then he gets sucked in.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
This is how I meet my end.
No, I would. I was just like, I love that there are some really, really, really great dialogue options in this game. Like when you tell what's his face to get a grip because he's freaking out about Dusclops using Dark Pulse.
Look, if we count down from 3, it's gonna be too scary.
I know this option doesn't really matter at all what you pick. But when you're fighting the three dungeon swords at the very end to get the whatever orb, well, I don't know what the fuck you're going for.
The what?
The proofs that give you the bead.
The lake tree?
Yeah, the red beads. The red beads.
Yeah, the red tree.
When the one asks you, were you mad or disappointed or something?
Yeah.
Can you fail that?
I don't know. I picked mad. I was like, I'm mad because I fucking hated that dude. I'm like, you bitch, you fucking. I've done all the fucking shit for you. Now you're saying like, well,
because
now you're against me.
No. It's being at. Oh, you're talking about getting kicked out of the village.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
I was like, you fucking bitch.
No, the only reason you're being asked it is because it's the being of emotion. Like that's the whole thing.
Right. But
and then fucking Uxie.
Well, what'd you guys pick? Just out of curiosity.
I think I went like, yeah, I understand why they kicked me out. Man, I'm really sketchy as hell. I just fall out of the sky and then like, here comes this Pokemon catching machine. Oh, what's that fucking Dusclops? Everybody's afraid of that. Oh, she just keeps catching them. She's got a whole fucking party. She keeps putting them in the fucking village. It's scary.
There is an entire pen of monsters that kill people.
Oh, Jesus, there's like 27-foot Mr. Mimes over there.
Is it sad I don't remember the like options for that? Is it like disappointed or like you understand?
I think it's just...
There's 3 options. There's one that's like I'm not happy or I'm angry about it. There's world's complicated. And
I think that's what
like,
I picked. Was world's complicated.
That's what I picked too because I was like I'm not happy about it, but I'm not like pissed about it.
Oh,
and I think they're being completely unreasonable in a way.
I forget why they kick you out too.
Because they think you're connected to.
Because this guy goes red.
Yeah, as soon
they
as
think
you
you're connected
as
to it
soon
because
as
you fell
quell,
out of it.
As soon as you quell all the Pokemon, shit just hits the fan.
Yeah,
because
because
it doesn't do anything, and I still don't know what the point of hitting the lords with lightning was. I think they were supposed to be like they were supposed to help Giratina, but it's never explained what the point of frenzying the lords was.
It was to it was probably to get people to rebel against God, like Nobunaga.
Probably.
I know from the beginning you're just supposed to earn your keep there.
Yeah, you do work, which is cool.
You're supposed to seek out all Pokemon.
Yeah,
that's your goal.
What do you guys think of the boss fights?
That was pretty much what I would think we were going to talk about next.
Have you ever wanted to play a first-person or third-person shooter Souls game?
Okay, I'm going to say this right now. I did not know until the Arceus fight, which kicked my fucking ass into the dirt. That I didn't know that you can continue the fight with checkpoints.
Luckily I found that out the second time I died. And I was like, oh fuck.
Because restart battle is the first option.
Oh, and then the best part is when you try and bitch out, it's like, are you sure you want to bitch out? And it's
I never tried to get
There's
it
no
up, so
shame.
I never saw that.
It's hilarious.
I almost beat Arceus, though, like twice. I got him down to his last bar.
No, when I say bitch out, I mean when you click on restart from a checkpoint, it goes, are you sure you want to restart from a checkpoint?
Sure
I
you
thought
want to
you
be
meant
a
like when
bitch?
you
Yeah, no, it's great.
I thought it was only going to do that once, and then like every time I died to Arceus, it's like, hey, you sucked this game. I'm like, no, you made this bullshit.
Is Arceus the one that you're telling me that it's the worst fight?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because you're not allowed to be greedy. You're not allowed to throw one at a time.
You have to learn the rhythm of that fight if you want to win.
It is a Souls fight. It is just straight up a Souls fight. You get in one hit, you get in one opening, and then you dodge, and then you dodge, and then you get hit, and you're lucky you have hit stun for as long as you do because you get hit by like 2 meteors in that time.
Because
it's ridiculous.
Because the one I was telling Jay about the electric one, and I hated that one because of that fucking ball.
Yeah.
But I also hated it because there was a bunch of, what's this first of all?
The Voltorbs.
Voltorbs, where it's like, oh, we're just going to blow up here. So I'm like...
Those were annoying too.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't get what the fuck... I don't know how to do this mission without...
You gotta keep moving, but you can't aim when you're moving.
Right.
Keep moving. And
but then I got
rough.
I got to the one that gave me a lot of trouble was the ice one.
Oh, the ice one's rough.
Because I actually didn't.
For some
struggle.
reason, I don't... It's the only battle where when I hit the L2 button... The game's like, oh, we're gonna let you look this way. It's the only battle that had me do that. I'm like, I don't know what the
weird.
fuck's happening.
The only problem I had with Avalugg is after the first wave, where it's like, here's
the first wave's easy.
Here's like my bullet hell attack. I would go to throw, and then I wouldn't see the floor where the lightning is coming.
Oh.
Because he does like 3
Oh,
rows of lightning.
It's not light.
Ice or whatever, I don't care what it is.
Yeah, no.
But he does 3 things, and I didn't see it because, like, I'm in the aiming part. So I didn't see the floor light up and go, oh, I shouldn't be standing here. And then after I figured that out, it was relatively easy.
Surprisingly, the only 2 that beat me, like, once or twice were Electrode and Arcanine. But
Arcanine beat me because he does that stupid thing in the middle where he's like...
his arena sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the second one, basically...
And he lays traps.
You just have to eat damage to get to him for
Yeah.
the second charge fireball and just roll through his ring of fire. It's like, Game Freak, fuck off. This wasn't...
Well, they knew. I mean, here's the thing. They knew it was shitty battles because no game ever goes, you just want to continue? Like,
No, games
that's
do
the only
that.
game I've ever seen where
Yeah,
it's like,
after like 5 or 6 tries.
True, no, this
This
game...
one is just
but
like-
this was definitely like, most Pokemon players aren't gonna be big on
the other
this.
thing, so when I fought, it's not Scyther, but whatever.
Cleaver.
When I fought Cleaver, I was on the assumption that after a couple minutes of waiting that your health would regenerate, because that's how it does in the battle.
They
But in this
told-
game, it's like...
They tell you outright, like, if a Pokemon's got you in its sights, you will not heal.
Yep.
There should be items for
okay,
that.
that's
At
interesting.
like the very beginning of the game,
Well, see, I missed that.
Yeah.
like when you go out into the first area, it's like, just remember, if you take damage and Pokemon's looking at you, you're not going to heal.
Nope.
I was fighting the octopus thing,
Octillery.
and the motherfucker. So I was hiding behind a rock because I was like, okay, just stop focusing on me. And he's like, he didn't move. He just sit there and looked at the rock. And he's like, I'm gonna shoot this rock. And after like 5 minutes, I'm like, he's not gonna fucking move, is he? So then I had to go kill him.
If you
But,
see the eye on the top of your screen, they still see you.
It's awful.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that.
See, I didn't know that because I would try to fast travel while being on Braviary or Weirdeer. I would be like, okay, there's no Pokemon next to me. Why the hell can I not fast travel?
There was
And it took me like half the game to figure out.
I was telling Jay, there was a battle. Well, not battle. There's some Pokemon was looking at me when I was by a bunch of golems, and I was like, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here because my Pokemon are hurt, but you can't fast travel.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have ran away,
And it's just because of that eye.
but I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna start fucking murdering every single golem.
Yeah.
So I murdered like 15. I'm like, who the fuck is looking at me?
No, I don't know why, like, that's so natural to me, like, stealth, gameplay and the such, but, like,
Because it's just, like, lifted from Skyrim.
Yeah, but, like, this, man, I don't care for Skyrim anymore.
But you did.
I did! I played shit ton of it.
You played a lot of Skyrim, and now it's just kind of second nature that stealth works that
Well,
way.
like, and like, hiding in grass and stuff, like, there are other games that did stuff like that I had, like,
Yeah, but Mr. I'm the owner of an Alduin statue.
yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm...
Skyrim was a big part of your life.
Yeah,
It still is.
You stood up a girl on a date for Skyrim.
That's because she tried to ask me to go to frickin' Twilight. I'm sorry. I'd rather play Skyrim.
You know what? You know why he stood her up? Because she's like, I like Kings of Amalur.
No.
And you're like, no, bitch, Skyrim's better.
No, I stood her up because she was actually my ex. I
For some reason, I've
before.
heard this story before, but for some reason, I thought you were gonna say cousin.
No,
I
that's a
sounds
different
like cousin.
problem. I dated people's cousins before. It was weird. It was an accident. Anyway, that's not what we're talking
And again,
about.
I thought you were gonna say I dated my cousin before. But
No,
That's a different state.
No. Anyway, yeah, so my biggest problem, like, I appreciate the story of this game up until the climax where I feel like it doesn't pull a full-on sword and shield, but it feels like it's not that far off, where it's like, we need a reason for conflict to exist, even though there's literally no reason. Let's have the main guy go crazy and kick you out of the village for reasons that make no sense.
No, it totally makes sense.
No.
It coincides with all the things you've done.
But all you've done is...
Look, this is like medieval Japan.
Not medieval, 1800s.
This is pre-science Japan.
Who's that white guy that came to Japan?
Oh, god damn it. The Neo guy.
Yeah.
William something.
William something. Yeah.
William Irish.
How funny would it be if they put a William somewhere in there?
Well, the problem is that
he's over by some water.
Not even in the correct art style, just in the Neo art.
Oh god.
I will say though that final fight, not the final fight, the joke final fight, the one that has the credits. I think they really misplaced the credits in this game. I think the finale should have been after Volo.
It should have been because you finish
I'm glad after hearing all this shit from Vola, I'm glad
because you don't have to catch all the Pokemon to have the Volo fight.
No.
Because the finale of the game feels super anticlimactic. The climactic fight is with Volo.
No, you know what's the anticlimactic? That fucking party. I want to see that party in 3D, not some fucking little picture at the end. And then Silly is like, "Did you have fun at the party?" I'm like, "Oh, that was an actual thing? I thought it was just a picture."
Well, you look at the picture and she's smiling, and it's like, "Wow, that's crazy." And she's also
I want to take a
scared of bugs.
screenshot of it because I thought it was pretty cool. And then, of course, that's the one fucking thing that game's like, "Nope, can't take a screenshot of the credits."
You fucking kidding me? That's
Well,
dumb.
here's the thing: the Basket Legion guy and the Arcanine girl were together, and you can't see them together. You're not supposed to.
Well-
They meet in secret.
Well, but
That's why you can't take a picture of it.
no, because at the end they say that they're allowed to be.
Yeah,
around
but
each
they're
other.
not together. He just falls off the map.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Nobody knows where he went.
He vanished.
So you know what? Okay, here's something funny, and this only applies to me. So I had got the quest to pick a side, the guy or the girl.
Yeah.
And
Platinum
so
or diamond.
I remember thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I like.
Pearl or Diamond, excuse me.
I'm like, I could give a shit about the girl. It didn't annoy me, but I'm like, you're kind of weak over here. You even said yourself that you're weak, so I'm gonna go with Adam Man. And then literally the same day, this is like a week after the game came out. A YouTube video was uploaded, and there was this guy who was talking about Pokemon. He's like, there's gonna be a quest where you come up, and you have to pick either this character or the guy or the girl. It doesn't matter who you pick. And
Nope, it doesn't.
I remember I was like, that's fucking creepy. And this has nothing to do, but it's like that's just fucking creepy that a week after this game had come out, that guy posted a video after I just picked that option because I remember thinking, I'm like, what the
It's
fuck?
funny. I sat in that choice for like 5 minutes because I texted Phil. I'm like, yo, so does this choice matter?
And I kind of explained. I was like, it changes the last fight, but you get everything anyway.
But yeah, so I took that as I'm gonna get shitty Dialga.
Yeah.
I want to get Origin Dialga, this fucking monstrosity, and then you're like, oh, by the way, who you pick, who you don't pick gets the monstrosity, and I'm like,
And that's the one that you see. Yes.
and I'm like, damn it, I don't want fucking Centaur goddamn Palkia. I want fucking Siege Cannon Dialga.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well,
Yeah.
and then I looked in my party after, or my box after I got both of them. Like, oh, they're both in just
You know
the
what's
regular
funny?
forms.
It's I've always liked Palkia for some reason.
Because he's a penis dragon.
Yay!
No, it's
I hate his hands.
I think he just looks like.
Well, they got rid of those.
He's got gauntlets.
Yeah, they get rid of him, and then his
but-
hands are always like this, and now he's did that. They're
No,
just
nobody's
gone.
got the
But
gauntlets.
then once I
love
saw
Palkia's
his
hands.
centaur form, I'm like, this
He's like this.
motherfucker's ugly as hell. I'm like, I don't want this guy.
I used to have a soft spot for Palkia, and then like, as I look at him more, I go, man, you just suck.
Yeah, Palkia's not the greatest design, but when I did my speed run, I was like, I kind of want to fight Palkia second, but I actually want Palkia in my party.
So here's the funny thing about your speed run. I think you end up beating me in time anyways, because I started towards the end, started grinding.
It was 1948, I believe, when I finished, but
Yeah.
that's all the way to Volo.
Okay, I was like at 24.
Technically,
and
that's not it because the
But-
game ends.
But it's kind of funny. Jib's like, yeah, I think you're doing faster than Phil on your main run, on the speed run.
I got credits at about 1750-ish.
Yeah, I was about 24, I think.
So, yeah, no, but like, the problem is that I bumbled a lot, and there were points where I was like, I couldn't pick a main, because I started with Crobat, because it was super fast, and then I was like, but Infernape has amazing coverage, so I'll grab this Monferno, And then I ended up grabbing a Scyther because I'm like, this is insanely broken at the beginning. And there was a lot of bumbling and a lot of indecision because I didn't know what I was doing. And for my third run, I'm like, it's going to be a pseudo speed run, but like, honestly, it's just going to devolve into using Pokemon that I want to use.
Not try to take a hold of this podcast because it's not my podcast, but you guys got anything else to say? Because there's a question I want to ask, but I want it to be kind of an end question.
The only thing I got left is like side quests.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we do need to talk about
either
side
good
quests.
or dumb.
We gotta talk about the forums too.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about the new Pokemon.
Oh god, why?
Enamorous sucks. Moving on.
Enamorous is the worst thing ever. Enamorous was so bad that when Jacob was like, look forward to getting your reward
Yeah.
from
He said that to me,
Kogita.
too.
And I went up and I was texting him as it was happening, and she was like, it turns out that's not the only member of this group. And I went, oh god, no. And I texted that to Jacob, and then it showed up, and I went, kill it with fire! And I was like, this is awful. And then it's like, go catch it in the swamp. And I went, wait. And then I went to the swamp, and I went, oh no.
Catching those sucks too.
Yeah.
Enamorous was the worst.
I almost died like 3 times to whichever one's in the Icelands. Because
Tornadus.
This is the easiest for me.
Because he was
Enamorous was the worst.
He was sitting in a circle of Glalie who all wanted me dead.
That's why you just murder the Glalie. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna. I don't want this snowstorm to end. So like, I'm sitting like I'm ducking and weaving through Glalies, and then he's just like, "What if I spawn a tornado in your ass?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh,
Great.
lovely."
Yeah, can't heal because all these Glalie see me.
So I'm like, okay, well, I hit you twice. I was throwing berries at him because I'm going to break your shield with these goddamn orange berries.
Fair. You can break it with just throwing your Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to risk hitting a Glalie and then getting stuck into a
Yeah,
Glalie.
you're not wrong.
And so, like, I had to fly away like 3 times. And I'm just like, this fucking sucks. Why do I have to do this 3 goddamn times? And then I'm like, and then I got to Enamorous and I just went, fucking excuse me?
Again?
You want me to do this again in the swamps where I can't chase you?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Skyballs, go.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I will snipe your dumb ass.
That's what I did. I just threw jet balls.
I did not. I did it the hard way, and it was awful. My first time, I had to catch it behind a rock and throw the balls around the rock to break its shield, and then hope after I broke its shield that it would be stunned. Because sometimes when you break its shield, it won't be stunned, because fuck you.
It's not stunned for very long.
No. I'm saying I'd broken its shield, smacked it with the ball, and it went, no, you didn't win. And it just roared, and I got blasted back. I was like, fuck.
And I had Darkrai, so I had Dark Void, and then that shit was just broken. And it instantly brought it down to like 2 health, and Ultra Ball, 1, done.
Yeah, lucky you. I had to reset the day for Thundurus for like 20 minutes before it would even show up.
Yeah, that one sucks. He's just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I searched everywhere and didn't realize that I needed a specific thunderstorm. And then when I finally figured that out, it took forever for it to show
Are these
up.
side quests?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This last one's a side. Well, catching the trio is a side quest.
Yeah.
There's one side quest I want to talk about.
There were some fun side quests though. I enjoyed wedding Sudowoodo. That was hilarious. That still remains.
I didn't do that.
That side quest is really funny. Also, teaching a man to battle with the Pachirisu. I gave you the perfect I told you to do everything that I did to do that fight, and it's like, oh god.
You know what's a really dumb side quest? The man who wants 3 different Combees from 3 different areas.
Yeah, I don't even care.
Go to Grueling Cove or Grove or whatever the fuck it is. Catch a Combee there. Now go to the coastlands and on Apom Hill catch a Combee. Now go back to the first area where Infernape is and catch a Combee there. I don't think Combee's there.
It's in the trees. It's the only place it could be.
You know what side quests that? So I did I did basically kind of the main ones, the ones that like help level up the town, and the leveling up the shop store. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't get this because this guy doesn't want to sell to me anymore. Can you go get him 3 of something? And lucky I had skipped that story. So I had two times doing this quest set up, and I had all this stuff. And so once you get, I think it was like 4 times you got to do this mission.
Yeah.
And by the 4th time, you figure out why.
Oh, I figured it out halfway through.
I think on the second one, I'm like, you're gonna be like his kid or something.
When he was like, you stole something precious to me, or you stole my treasure,
Well,
I was like,
treasure.
he's talking about his daughter, or his granddaughter. I know it.
That's what I found weird. Once you complete that, it's like,
No,
what's my granddaughter? Who takes a kid seriously? And I'm like, oh, this is fucking weird.
no, dude, I called it like immediate. Like once he said the treasure thing, I'm like, this shop dude married his a relative of his, and it's stupid.
And I was glad it was done. I was like, I don't want to do this fucking mission anymore.
Yeah,
It's rough when you don't upgrade it, because I didn't do it for the speedrun, because that's a pain in the ass.
there was a lot of quests I didn't do.
Most of them are worthless.
Yeah,
But the best...
I didn't do any of the Pokedex ones, like completing. Once it said, oh, complete the Pokedex, for the
For Arceus.
for the Pokemon. Like, oh,
Oh,
Get
right.
it to level 10.
Yeah.
At first, I thought
Yeah.
that meant complete every task. And
Oh, is it not?
get it to level 10.
Yeah, level 10 is
Oh.
level 10 is when you get a dex entry, like proper.
Oh, okay.
At
And
first, I
then,
thought that's
yeah.
what it meant too, and I was like, no, screw that.
Yeah, there's a lot
So-
of I just stopped. I was like,
so
fuck
the
this.
reward-
That's called
for-
getting a perfect.
The reward for getting the perfect is the ball icon. Instead of just being red, it's got sparkles.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
like
boy.
woo.
The only reason I know that is because I did the unknown thing, where I'm like, oh, I'll just track down all the unknown. Hoop de doop doo.
It does
can
it for
I-
Arceus,
Can I
too.
add a
Yeah.
positive real
Well,
fast?
Arceus is like that regardless.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
When you first fight a Pokemon that you've never seen before, it already tells you what its weakness is. I love that in this game because there's a lot of Pokemon. You guys probably know when you see them, like, okay, I gotta do this. And when I see Pokemon, I'm like, who the fuck is this? I was fucking fighting Bidoof. I'm like, oh, I think fire. I think it's weak to fire. No, it's not weak to fire.
Yeah, that's just
And so I didn't, so once I figure out like what's weak, once you fucking encounter one, it's like, oh, it's already weak to this. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
yeah.
That should continue in other games.
It kind of still exists. I think it once you see it in Gen 8,
I know in Gen
Once-
7 you had to see it the first time, and then
Yeah.
after seeing
and then it tells you.
This game is just like, no, here you go.
Yeah, no,
So
it's
this
just-
is
it's
what weak to.
It's nice because like what I love is that they're like when they're like type matchups and they give you the whole chart and
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not kind to do to people. Don't make people stare at this type chart. This is mean.
No, it's fine. What are you talking about?
Dude, the type
It's
chart
only
is,
it's only 18 by 18 or something.
I'm just saying, like, for new people, even I look at that and I'm like, I don't want to interact with this.
Yeah, I
I
was
just
like,
want
this is gross. Thankfully, I already know all this.
yeah.
I didn't-
Thank God I know
I
most of
didn't.
these.
I don't even remember seeing the type chart. If we're being real.
No,
I
there
don't
was a
remember.
point where it showed like the image of the type chart, and apparently you can access it somewhere. And I'm like,
There
no.
was just like circles, X's, and I think X's meant it was like immune.
yeah, X is immune, triangles.
I think it's like the very beginning of the game they showed it.
I'm sure it is.
And I skipped it because I'm like,
It's like as soon as you
I'm
get
not
to-
gonna remember. I'm not gonna remember
No,
this.
don't. No, never. Just like, ugh, it's gross. But yeah, one of the best side quests that also is one of the worst side quests because it never finishes. Wurmple.
It does finish.
I still
does,
never got
it.
it.
It does evolve.
It does finally evolve.
How?
I don't know. I saw it on Twitter, and somebody's like, "Yeah, you just
Who's
got
Wurmple?
Wurmple's the
The very first side quest you can do, you catch a Wurmple for a guy.
yeah." He's standing outside the office, and he's just like, "I need a partner Pokemon. Wurmple's pretty cool. It's gonna evolve into Beautifly,
Because my name is
Oh.
whatever. I don't remember what his name is.
Beauregard, or something like
The
that."
weird thing is, though, I think mine evolved into a Cascoon.
All
It's
of
not a
them
weird
did.
thing that they all do.
So okay,
Oh.
Because there's another side quest after that where you have to catch a Silcoon and show it to him.
I did that,
And then he goes, "See, these were the same!"
And it's like,
but it never
no,
evolved
they're
into
not.
Dustox.
That was another point where I was like, the dialogue choices are amazing because they're not kind. They're like, it's not the same color. It's like you're not being polite about some of these choices. Like,
You know what's funny about that? That was an episode in the anime, Gen 3.
It's probably a callback.
Because May and Jesse both... May has a Silcoon and Jesse has a Cascoon.
great.
I remember that.
But we can all agree that we all named it Eugene.
Hell
yes,
yeah.
that's the greatest name ever. All the other ones
I
suck.
saw Eugene and I was like,
That is great.
that's the one.
If I ever get a
Is this-
Beautifly, I'm naming it that.
Huh? Oh, is this like?
He's right outside the
He's
the
the
hall.
only person who tells you, I have a side quest for you.
And, he's
And
like
it's the introduction to it.
and he wants
Yeah.
to Wurmple, right?
Yeah, he wants a Wurmple. And then he's like, I should nickname it. And then I think either you say something like, well, it's gonna evolve, so you should like nickname it.
No, he does.
He's also the introduction to nicknames.
Do you remember the names?
It's like Eugene, something
and
else. And
two
something.
other terrible choices. Because
Eugene was the correct answer.
I don't think I went with Eugene. I think I went with like.
But like he gives you 3 options because they're all like play off of his name.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so
See, I don't pick that up.
the obvious choice was obviously Eugene.
It was the dumbest one there, and I was like, yeah, no, that's what you should go with. That's great.
If I ever run a Beautiful, I'm naming it Eugene.
It has to be Eugene Jr.
That's the only name from now on. That is amazing.
But yeah, other than that, soaking the Sudowoodo was hilarious because you tell this man, it's like, I don't think this is a good idea. Not to mention the Sudowoodo is fucking with him the entire time. It's great.
Yeah, every time he turns around, Sudowoodo's over
Like,
there dancing.
I've done like
and then
70% of the quests. Maybe it's one of those requests where you read it and he says, talk to this person to learn more about it.
You have to go, he's in one of the maps, that's why.
Maybe that's why I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
It's at a camp.
Yeah.
There's a quest for like Will-O-Wisps or something,
Yeah,
and I got so excited
that one's required.
because one of my
No, it's not. I never done
Oh,
Are we talking about the wisps?
he's talking about the Will-O-Wisp one, the one where the lady's like, I saw a red wisp.
in the tree.
So my
I thought he was talking about the 107 wisp.
no, not that one, but there.
Hated
One of my favorite Pokemon is Chandelure. I don't know why, it fucking sucks, but I love it.
Chandelure was great.
Yeah, I like Chandelure.
Not when I run one.
Well,
probably
that's because you're
ran
not
a
running,
bad
right?
But
Aaron, you probably didn't train it. You probably just like, yeah, go beat up that fucking thing that drops like special defense.
Never
But-
mind the fact that my what's its face is like minus speed, so it's slower than shit.
But so I'm like all excited because I'm like, oh cool, I can go. I'm gonna find this Pokemon, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna look it up on Google. I'm just gonna, if I run into it, I run into it. So I was talking to Jim about this quest. He's like, no, that Pokemon. I think what's his first of all, Ludwig.
Litwick?
Litwick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, that's not in the game. I'm like,
Nope.
what? And like, oh yeah, you say it's a Infernape or
It's a Chimchar.
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 And I was like, oh, well, I don't give a shit about this quest anymore.
When I found out it was a Chimchar quest, I got pissed off because I was like, I could have found this early. Fuck, because I didn't find Chimchar.
It's on that island, I think.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it's on the.
The island,
Finding a Chimchar is on the island.
No, it's not.
the one-
Finding a Chimchar is on the island with Infernape.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can't get that one early. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
No, I got. You can find Chimchars and Monfernos off of the second camp in the Obsidian Plains.
Really?
Yes, because that's where
Yeah,
I
I
found
know.
them. That's when I was telling you guys I found a starter.
Oh,
That's what I was talking
The
about.
first time I saw a Chimchar was fucking over on that island.
That's
Nope.
where I found mine.
Nope.
I just evolved.
They're super rare though. That's what pissed me off. I found one when I was doing my speedrun. I found one Monferno, and that was it. I didn't find shit after that. I was pissed. But either way, that's
Same with Turtwig. I only saw Turtwig spawn in that one corner.
it's the only place it spawns,
Yeah, and that one little like watering hole.
and only a
Yeah.
single one. So you better feed it so you can get its dex entry up.
Oh, so if you kill it, is it dead?
No, it,
No, it
it'll,
respawns.
it'll respawn.
Oh.
It can respawn, but sometimes it won't.
It's
Because I think he died. I think he died double edged too.
It's much like the Piplups in their little lake thing.
Well, at least two Piplups can spawn.
I've never
sometimes.
seen a Piplup, but I'm not sad.
they're by the Empoleon.
The
Yep,
there's a
I was like, that's good
pond.
enough for me.
There's a pond a little further up, and level 14 Piplups show up.
I like when you texted us. You're like, "Has anybody seen Piplup?" I'm like, "Yeah." I threw rocks at it. And you're like, "Where at?" I'm like, "Yeah, try to hit it in the face."
And I was like,
That was funny. I remember that.
Oh, I was giggling to myself all the way out of work.
oh, I bet.
But yeah, back to the forms.
I hate Cleaver. I hate it. I think it sucks. It's worse than Scyther. It's worse than Scizor.
You know?
It has a beard made of rocks. It's dumb.
As opposed to the...
There's worse
as
forms in that
opposed-
game, though.
As opposed to, like, fucking Probopass.
Probopass has a mustache. Mustaches are inherently cool.
Made of iron.
Yes.
I
Inherently
do think
cool.
there's worse forms in that game, though.
There are worse forms in the game.
And Arcanine is one of them.
I think Arcanine's fine.
If
It's Arcanine. It fucking
If it
sucks.
didn't have the little horn,
the horn is dumb.
I'm like, it's like,
It
just
has
make
awful typing.
just
Its
make
fur
it
goes
fluffy.
from white to black, like a charcoal black. It just sucks overall. nothing improves.
It is bad. It is completely bad. I'll personally say it. For whatever reason, I had no problem with Hisuian Braviary until I got one of my own. For some reason, from the back, I'm like, this is fine. But when I got one from the front, I'm like, your hair is stupid.
It looks like it's wearing, like, goggles.
It's got eyebrows. It's got Esper eyebrows. And they look stupid. And I'm like, you just look fucking dumb.
The only thing that I hate about the form, I don't think there's a form that I was like, maybe just like hate it. Or like I really liked it. But the only thing I think is like, I wish they would have just did it for all the Pokemon. Like give them all forms. Maybe not all of them, but like 75% of them. Because it's like they always
yeah, but then we say they have to show love to Gen 2, and they don't want to do that.
That's a lot of work. Like, these Hisuian...
They could have done something to make this game look better.
Okay, to be fair, though, I'm not gonna lie.
I hate that Psyduck looks just like Psyduck.
But most Pokemon don't get regional variants.
Unless it's Meowth.
I hate Golduck.
Golduck does suck. Weirdeer is fine.
I got a shiny one.
I don't like that Hisuian Braviary has a Super Saiyan afro. It's all up and ridiculous. Ursaluna is a...
I don't like
it. It's fine, but everything about getting it is the worst.
Unless you do the side quest where they just...
That's a 5-step side quest!
I haven't looked at Ursaluna's stats. Is it actually better than Ursaring's?
Yes! It's insanely powerful. It also has Ground Stab, which is dumb. It gets the best ground move in that game.
I don't even know what it is. As soon as I got it, I threw it in the vault.
Oh, I did too. Well, I have my shiny one. My shiny one's really cool, but I didn't use it.
I've seen it shiny. It's pretty good. I'm glad it's not like...
It's a nice brick red.
I don't think Ursaring has a bad green shiny, though.
I ran one, and I was happy to get rid of it.
See, Wordeer's green is worse than Stantler's.
I haven't seen
because I found a shiny Stantler.
That's nice.
And it was...
let's see, what other... Overquill is great.
I like Overquill. Overquill is an underwater mine, and it's pretty cool. It's unique.
Overquill is fucking dumb.
I love Overquill.
But I found it! Because I was like, I wonder what Quillfish evolves into. I know it evolves.
Quillfish needed an evolution. Quillfish has never gotten any love.
Yeah, it got Intimidate as a hidden ability. It's
Same with Stantler. A lot of the bad...
No,
a few of the bad Gen 2 Pokemon got evolutions, and they needed them.
They did need them.
There's a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon that need evolutions.
The best thing about Quillfish being even included in this game is somebody had to slip that one into the dex.
You're not wrong.
Yes.
Like, somebody had to remember that Quillfish existed.
Because there's a lot of fish Pokemon. There's
too
many.
There are too many fish. Not to mention they gave fucking the Finny Online Roost, which is insane. It still isn't good, but, you know, they tried. Overcool made me want to die.
I loved Overquill.
I like it, but I didn't use it. If I go back, I probably would.
I looked at it and I'm just like, man, you're dumb as shit.
I just love its face. I just love its face, how it's got all those spikes.
It's got, like, spikes under its eyes. I'm like, you can't see.
It's got spikes between its eyes.
It's still awful. They come out at an angle, so they must block its vision. Yeah, but it can't see shit.
It can headbutt you now.
Yeah, but it can't see you to headbutt you.
By that, dude, you'd be dying.
It just flails around until it hits something with its spikes, because it's got them all over. Anyway,
Lilligant?
Lilligant's great. I love Lilligant.
I don't care.
They de-dressed it.
I love it!
They put pants on it. It was weird.
It's a ballet dancer, and it kicks the shit out of you.
I don't care. I would have preferred them put Whimsicott in the game instead.
You're not wrong. Whimsicott is awesome. Whimsicott 100% better than Lilligant. But I love Hisuian Lilligant, and I love that it's fighting type.
Can we agree the only bad news starter is Samurott?
Samurott's fine.
I've seen Hisuian Decidueye, and I think it's pretty good.
Samurott's
they had
fine
two
in the
grass fightings, though. Because Hisuian Lilligant's grass fighting as well.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and...
but
Samurott's fine because it doesn't do anything wrong to the design.
They just made it darker.
They just recolored it and called it a day.
And it uses its fucking swords. Okay.
Regular Samurai uses its swords.
But they never show it!
That's because they never had it in 3D.
Yeah, they did!
When?
Every game except for
Gen 8.
Gen 8.
You mean the game...
X and Y.
Well, yeah, they had it in X and Y.
And in Sun and Moon.
But if they had it in this game, it would have used its swords.
But that's my point, is that they did awesome animations that mattered and that made you care about Pokemon. Have you seen the way Infernape kicks shit? It's great.
I didn't use it for an epic.
It's so cool. It
Look,
does a
Lopunny
really
does-
cool kick.
Lopunny doesn't punch. Lopunny does like a backflip kick.
Nice. That's cool.
So everything
The
is
animations are great.
everything is a backflip kick. Fire punch, backflip.
Okay, well, yeah, that is a little dumb.
I've already
Thunder
talked
punch,
about.
backflip.
I've already talked about Electrode and Gudra.
Yeah,
I like them. I love them.
I just don't like Gudra in general. So.
I know you don't like Gudra. So.
Gudra is dumb, but
I already said it's my favorite dragon from Gen 6.
Out of the 3 that you could have picked,
what are the other 2?
You got Zygarde, you got
and Noivern.
Noivern, and you got Tyrantrum, so you got 4.
Oh,
Tyrantrum's fine, I guess. Anyway,
were there any other new forms?
There are, I just can't think of them.
Ursaluna
We got
was awful
Avalugg,
good. Basculegion.
Basculegion.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like a Basculegion. I like how you acquire it.
I guess the form
I
that I
hate
hated
you
the
murder
most was Sneasel's. Ugh.
Sneasler sucks.
Like,
Sneasler
it
does
sucks.
Stretch it! Stretch
Literally.
that Sneasel! That's all you do.
Oh, we got Avalugg. Trash.
Avalugg sucks.
Avalugg's always
weird.
sucked.
They just added like weird things to the side
And,
of its head.
and the rest of its body's made of rock, which means it's now 4 times weak
And it
to fighting.
acquires more weaknesses.
Fuck. Yeah. No,
We
it's-
got Sneasler. I think we're missing one still.
It's probably a bad one that we don't care about.
We talked about the forms of the Palkia and Dialga.
Not in depth, but yes.
They are bad.
They are bad.
I think they're the worst thing in the game.
They, like, when you compare them to Giratina Origin, because these are the Origin forms, they are awful.
Yeah.
Um,
Giratina's origin form is legendary. It's fucking great.
It's the best. There's a reason why it's on the box, because its regular form is kind of lame. But
God, what are we missing? There is another Hisuian Pokemon.
Zoroark.
Yes!
Yeah.
There it is! I like
Hisuian
it.
Zoroark is fine.
I like it. I didn't use it, but I like it.
I thought about using it, but then I was like, I've used it.
I hate its move, though. It's literally the same thing as Typhlosion's. I don't know why they decided to give every new ghost type a Hex.
Because it's a Hex move.
Except Infernal Parade can also burn. It's good.
It is good. I just almost
a good
never,
move.
Just almost never used it because Shadow Ball was stronger.
Yeah, I mean, I used more tactical Typhlosion.
My Typhlosion was a nuke. It was great.
Okay, so that's all the forms, right? That's everything?
I think
Round this shit up?
Electrode.
Yeah.
God, I want to say we're still missing one.
I don't think we are.
No, I think
Basculegion.
If Jim's looking it up, he's not seeing any of that thing.
Yeah,
he's got the he looked at the list, so we're good. Yeah, so overall this is quite possibly my favorite Pokemon game. At the very least my favorite Pokemon game that I've played in like a decade.
I got a hot take.
If we're saying decades, then probably yes.
I think
That's
it's
probably my favorite. But...
It's really good.
I didn't play Gen 5, but I know it's in the... People say it's like, that's the peak of Pokemon, and I do agree. It is. I think it's the best game since Black and White 2.
This game has not shattered my rose-tinted goggles for Gen 2, so... But it did make me go, man,
It's
Gen 8 sucked.
Yeah.
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 But it's the best thing we got from Gen 8.
Like this is the biggest like nail gun to the shitty wooden coffin that is Gen 8 was not a good game.
So the question I was going to ask is like, do you guys want to see? Because a lot of people are saying that Legends is going to be a spin-off series, and then
I hope it is.
and then
They're technically mainline because Game Freak is weird.
and then they're going to go back to the normal, the standard.
I hope they don't. And if they do, I
So
hope
that's-
they
that-
retain things.
that's
from...
my question. Do you want to see this style going forward, or do you want to see?
It's going to be both.
Because here's also the other thing too. We got to keep in mind the $5 Pokebank, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
It's basically useless now because if they're going to go this way, there's no way that you're going to get your Pokemon on there.
What it looks like will most likely happen is that the Hisuian forms will probably be able to... Because here's the thing. In the game proper, there is code for their abilities and their stats actually transfer perfectly to regular games because the numbers are still the same. It's just in Legends, they get put into a different equation,
Right.
which is why they output differently.
It would be weird to transfer them
They will, because they have abilities. They are set to go. Most likely what will happen is they will transfer to Gen 9. Gen 9 will be a standard Pokemon game with bits and pieces taken from Legends. And most likely what will happen is that something that is an evolution on Legends, because Legends is actually an evolution on Let's Go.
What I was trying to say to Jake the other day is I feel like this is the game that Game Freak has been wanting to make.
Oh, easily. They probably didn't even want it to be Pokemon. Because
yes, another Tembo, the badass elephant game.
Yeah.
another Home, or whatever it's called. The game that they made before this that was not Pokemon.
This game is not, like, you know, obviously...
Oh, Hometown Hero, whatever the fuck that game was called.
I think it was just called Home, which is weird.
No, I think it was like Small Town Hero or something.
I think you're right. I think it's something. I think Small Town something.
It was not apparently not a good game. Which is sad.
No, because Game Freak doesn't actually make good games. It's wild, I know.
See,
Look, I played their Mega Man
so
and it was boring as shit.
like I said, I do like this game because once you get into it, you don't start.
It was
The
addictive.
design kind of goes away. And you don't see that ugliness anymore. But there's a lot of shots where they're like, "Look at this brand new world," and there's like fucking 6 trees like in a row, and it's like, okay.
At least it's not like SMT5 when they just like copy paste,
Yeah.
paste enemy, copy paste enemy, copy paste enemy. I showed you that room. And
Yeah, it was
I
great.
walk around the corner and there's just a diagonal line of fucking elephants.
Yeah, I was
sitting
just
there.
like, really? You just right click, control V,
Oh,
control
there's
V,
one-
control V, control V.
There's one cutscene that I saw that I just got reminded of. There's a scene when you go to the ocean area, and they're like, "Look at that crab thing" or whatever, and your character's like, "Oh my god!" And then once you go out of the cutscene, there's a fucking mountain right in front of it. So it's like, what are you seeing when you know?
Like,
But yeah,
You're
that's
using your periscope.
I mean, there are issues with this game. Like, I love this game to death, and I love it so much that I can't ignore its flaws. Its flaws are glaring, and they aren't egregious, but like, there's room for improvement here to make something that can be even better.
so.
And
I told
I think it's a step in the right direction.
I told Jay, I bet you. My theory is that this game was made just as the pandemic was starting. Like they already had a base of it, and then
It's called Breath of the Wild.
and then the pandemic happened, and then they had to disperse and go to their houses to finish the game or whatever. And I think they just came to a conclusion like, yeah, there's no way we're gonna polish this game. Let's just get it out, or get it out of our system so we can move on. Because it just feels like they were building something and it just stopped.
There's a real lack of this is a very bare bones Pokemon game in terms of mechanics, which is weird.
Well, it's because half the mechanics were all like competitive, and once you remove competitive from the game, you no longer have to care about
This
that.
game could still totally have a versus mode.
No, it couldn't, because all the dumbasses be like, I gotta run between the Pokemon when they use flamethrower.
No. I mean,
Light myself on fire.
No. What I mean is that this game has set up battling and how the turn priority works and how
I've done that.
getting initiative works. It could support at the
No,
very
because
least
everything
battling.
would be revenge kills.
It would be.
That's what
I'm
it's
not
literally-
saying it's going to be great.
It's just who gets the first move out.
Jacob, to be fair, that's how the trainers were already in that game. We're like,
No, in
Lisa-
regular Pokemon, it's not all revenge kills.
well,
So
yeah,
it's
in
not-
regular,
you can
but-
sweep.
but in
That's what I'm saying. Why they gutted
yeah.
out the
I thought
PvP.
you.
It's because
I
it was
totally said
just
something.
revenge kills, back and
You know what?
forth. Like
You know what I wish? Instead of making the trainer move around, which is fucking cool. That should have been a positive on my thing.
It's more immersive.
But it would have been cooler if you could control the Pokemon and had the Pokemon, even though because it really doesn't.
no, because your Pokemon just has to stand there.
I
know.
would.
You can watch all the other Pokemon dance around it. You just stand there.
The only time I ever want to control a Pokemon is for a mystery dungeon type game. Like, I don't. If I'm gonna play as a Pokemon trainer, I don't want to control my Pokemon because I would find that to be weird. Like, I would be like,
What if you controlled your Pokemon while they were on the water? I like the way they did that, by the way, where you just have this fucking raft.
Yeah, that was great!
Yeah,
Because otherwise it wouldn't make any fucking sense.
And then you think to yourself, man, I've got this fucking raft here. Why can't I ride this?
Where did it come from? I mean, it's clearly one of those ninja rafts, the fold-up ones. And
Yeah, and if it can support the weight of a fucking Alpha Steelix, I'm sure it can withstand the weight of a 15-year-old.
Hey,
I
a
don't think-
Steelix is like 20 feet long, and
30.
it only weighs...
30.
Yeah, and it only weighs like fucking... it only weighs like maybe like 800 pounds. It's porous as shit. That thing would float to begin with.
Those 15-year-olds who weigh like over 800 pounds. Yeah, there's
No.
a lot of
But
them.
what I'm saying is that your character is much more dense than these magical creatures are. The
Yeah,
weight,
but
the
if
Pokemon weights make no fucking sense.
If the
I
raft...
I can't get that Alpha Steelix just sitting on that tiny raft out of my brain.
I took the Alpha Steelix to the photographer because I'm like, this is probably the biggest Pokemon. I think they shrink it down. I don't think it's actually full 30.
Does it actually fit in there?
Yeah, it fits in there, and I think they shrink it down a little bit.
Oh my god, because that thing is massive. I caught it.
Yeah, I caught like 6 of them because I'm like, yeah, here we go, Alpha Steelix.
Just throw out all your Alpha Steelixes. Jesus. Yeah.
I would prefer seeing the Arceus way going forward instead of.
I would at least like to see the battles be retained, like the dynamic battle
Yeah.
where it's not just
Yeah.
here you are in a field.
Yeah, keep the like. If you have to scrap the battle system, fine, whatever. But yeah, no, keep the way the battles work. Keep everything from this game that is how you interact with Pokemon, because it's great.
It feels natural as opposed to, just here's 6 Pokemon in your backpack.
Run around in the grass, something happens, or worse yet, have the Pokemon in the grass and then transition to a shitty arena.
In regular Pokemon games, was there ever in your inventory? Was it ever limited?
Yeah.
Was
In
it?
Yeah.
the first
Gen
2
1.
games.
But then everything else.
Gen
shit.
1 and Gen 2, 20 bag space.
But the other
Well,
one.
actually, no. Gen 2 have limited?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
I don't...
It
But
only...
they split it, though.
Yeah, they did
They
split
split it
it.
into like different items in Gen 2.
Hey, but
Gen 1 it was just like...
You had different pouches.
Because
So
I thought
you could
that,
just
that's
fill it up.
I didn't think about this just now, but I hope they get rid of that fucking, or at least make it more.
The bag system is a necessary evil, I'm sure.
Somebody had a good point, and I wish I could give them credit, but they said instead of side quests giving you berries, they should give you like inventory space. Like, oh, I'll teach you how to give inventory space for, if you do this for me or whatever. Instead of going to that guy going, oh, give me $10,000.
Oh, it scales infinitely. It's awful.
If you
Yeah,
bring me 3
Jake up
comb...
to 100,000.
If you bring me 3 Combies, I will go to a black screen and unzip my pants.
No, I'm not bringing another man 3 Combies.
But I'm sure you guys noticed this, but I'm not going to complain about the graphics because I don't play Pokemon for graphics, but I'm sure all of you have noticed that absurd, like, Gyarados flying and that horrible rendering where he's moving at, like, 1 frame a second.
I was like, man, that's normal. That's an open world thing.
But the closer you get, the better he moves.
The listeners won't be able to see
That's
this, but you guys
normal.
can see it. So when I was fighting Embryon,
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say Embryon, but so far away, he's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff had me laughing.
Think of Nutcracker viewers.
It's a necessary evil. It's either you don't render them at all, or you render them at a low frame rate to save processing power, because the Switch just isn't powerful enough. And thankfully,
Well, I don't think it was a Switch. I think it's Game Freak.
No, it's the Switch.
No, because even like games like Dark Souls, an enemy that's like 20 feet away from you will be rendered shittily.
yeah,
on
no,
the
that's
Switch?
normal. The Switch,
No,
the Switch is a weak
on like the
system.
PS3 and the PS4. Like Dark Souls 1, if you go down into this fucking like in this alleyway or whatever,
Right.
there's dogs,
Yes.
and if you look at them from a distance,
They
they walk really shittily.
they walk
There's
it like
But most games that I play rarely have that.
because
and
they're
how-
not
but-
rendering tons of things in an open world.
and they do it in
This is-
Bloodborne too.
This is
like-
on PS3 and PS4 and stuff like that.
yeah, more powerful systems.
More powerful.
Well, the Switch is about as powerful as the PS3.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah, and if the PS3 is doing that, then
yeah. No, this is.
I don't know.
just-
I do think it's Game Freak not knowing how.
No, this was actually very smart, because these are all techniques that keep the game from crunching. If you didn't have these in the game, the game would crunch like a motherfucker. You would have slowdown like crazy. I am thankful that they do these things. Yeah, they look kind of shitty, but the game, for the most part, unless you're in town, runs fine. And that's what
I never had problems in the town.
Oh, I have.
I don't
Because they're not rendering that many things.
The game in town will chug in certain places. I've had it happen.
I think the only time that I looked at the game and went, man, what if this game had an actual budget, was when you fly.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just like,
Everything
is gone.
Yeah, it just basically deloads, and that's that distance thing. Which...
Would you like to look at a field from a PlayStation 2?
Yeah, no, and
as far as the eye can see.
It is what it
but
is.
Even like I just thought, but in Ocarina of Time on the 64, I don't think there was ever any.
That's because Ocarina of Time only loads the stuff that you're looking at.
Right.
Yeah,
but it doesn't load anything.
But even if you're far away, the characters look fine. They
don't spawn.
Yeah.
No, they spawn.
No, they don't.
No.
I'm picturing the running man and the field, like Hyrule Field right now, and I'm just like, he looks like a tiny pixel from really far away.
Most of the time, things don't spawn. Like enemies won't.
Well,
spawn
they know how to scale it. Because have you seen Boundary Break? The YouTube channel. Look up Boundary Break, and they show you how.
I imagine if you boundary broke this game,
oh, it looked terrible.
It would look even worse because they're not loading them even in like the.
But there's
in the small frame rate.
Take a look at Boundary Break. He does most of the old games. He does some new ones. But they show you how when you're far away, you can still see the person, but their face turns to
yeah, they put a low poly.
But even though if you're looking at it, it looks normal. That's what I'm saying with this game. I shouldn't be like 5 feet away, and the guy's like.
That's an exaggeration.
That doesn't happen.
I don't know.
That's an exaggeration.
There's not a lot of times where it's like, here's the low poly one when you're really close up to it. The only really egregious thing is the low frame rate.
I only see it when it's far away.
But like we've already explained, that like
this game does a good job of maintaining its frame rate, even if it means that some things look like garbage. And to be perfectly honest, I'd rather have a smooth frame rate than have this game look amazing.
Well, I don't think anybody's arguing to make it look amazing.
You should never be playing on Switch if you care about graphics.
Well, but I mean...
Well, then put the Pokemon game on the PS4 or PS5.
So here's the thing. Games like Dark Souls chug in areas.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't think Legends Arceus chugged anywhere.
Right.
And that's our point, is that all of these things that you're complaining about, if they were even scaled back even a little bit, you would start to chug. They are all in place so that the game runs relatively smoothly.
That's fine.
And that's just, and it's a necessary evil of an open world game that like certain parts of it just aren't gonna look great. And even Breath of the Wild had this. It wasn't as bad, but that's because it was first party Nintendo.
And it had a budget.
Yeah.
Of more than 6 potatoes.
And they care about their product.
Pokemon cares about their product.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know.
Pokemon Company doesn't.
Let's go to Sword and Shield, and we'll go to the boss battle with the guy who sings, and we're not gonna change the song at all when he goes to sing.
It's
the same overlap town song.
Yeah.
Like you made that your decision. Like
because they made it a point to have no voice acting.
And they don't need to be voice acting, but if you're gonna have a guy singing, have like a guitar.
You know what the best part is? You know what the best... They already had somebody who sang in a Pokemon game in Gen 5 Part 2. The Poison Gym Leader actually sings.
That's right!
There's an actual track in that.
Okay, here's my point. The people who don't care are the Pokemon Company. Because they rake in all the cash.
Right.
Game Freak cares, but they're on such a strict time limit. Sword and Shield was so fucking rushed because they made a bunch of mistakes and they were not given the time to fix them.
That's why I hope Gen 9 doesn't come out this year.
Why would
They usually release in a 3-year time frame.
It's not going to come out this year. It's going to come out next year. They give us 2 Pokemon games.
No, I don't think it's going to come out.
I think this one's... I think it's probably 2024 we're looking at it.
Because they already have... I know that all 3 companies... But there's 3 Pokemon games that came out within a year span. There's no way they're going to release another one.
Yeah, I hope it's...
They spoiled us.
Like Phil said, though, Pokemon Company is greedy.
Pokemon Company is greedy and Nintendo's greedy. Nintendo doesn't give a damn if it's not first party.
Especially after the Iwata years, Nintendo has gotten very greedy.
Hell yeah. Well, that's because in the Iwata years we were dealing with the Wii U's death, and we had to be like, please give us money, please.
Yeah.
Just buy a Twilight Princess HD. We'll cut the price down just a little bit. Buy our Wii U, please. It's dying.
Oh my god.
But now that we've got the Switch, where it's got 100 million units out there, like, fuck you. We don't need you to buy this.
Now, the Switch is now the most sold Nintendo console of all time.
Home console.
We have created the actual Wii 2 in the sense that it sold like hotcakes, and so fuck you, pay full price for these remakes.
That's why they made a Nintendo Switch Sports.
Woo.
Okay, so we're getting off topic here. It's about 2.5 hours in.
Are we ranking it?
No, we don't rank Pokemon games.
Oh, you don't?
We don't rank.
We rank generations. This isn't a new gen.
This is not technically a new generation.
We didn't rank Pokemon Conquest, which
All
we
right.
should have.
Well, I'd give this game an 8. There you go.
We didn't give them
I gave it a
points.
6.
We give it. We don't give these numbers.
What would you guys give it?
It's a solid 8 game.
I'd give it an 8.
Yeah, I'd say an 8 to 8.
There's a lot of parts.
All
where
right,
I'm
then
looking
it's a 7 because he gave it a 6.
That's not how averages work.
That's literally not how.
It's
averages
7.5. There you go.
work. It's way more than that. It's 3/8 and a 6.
All right, there you go.
I gave it an 8.5.
Well, I mean,
so-
The only reason I gave it 6 is not to counteract you guys.
Jake's like, God damn it, this video could have been over.
But there's a lot of things.
It's an 8.125.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
8.1.
2.5.
Right. Cool. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say that it's just the fact that there was a lot of shortcuts taken, which I think you could have.
Yeah, like I've
It's
made.
a rushed game.
I've made the joke, like, yeah, what if this game didn't have the budget of a potato?
What if this game didn't get rushed? What if this game didn't come out during... Actually, if this game was... if there was no COVID, this game would have come out 6 months earlier and would have been the same game.
No,
Yeah.
I do think if there was no COVID, I think the game would have been better.
I don't-
I'm not saying
Sword and Shield had no
I'm
COVID.
not saying like super high
Sword and
quality,
Shield
but
had
I think there would have been a lot more polish to it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I think the only reason this game came out as late as it did is because it was because it happened during COVID, and Pokemon Company was forced to be like, okay, fine, you get extra time. And I think Pokemon Company needs to give them extra time because these games need to be.
When was this game
decent.
announced? Was it summer of last year? Of
It was at the
2021?
Direct of last year, I think. No,
No,
the
it was
Pokemon Presents of last year.
Was it? I thought it was.
'Cause it was
E3.
never-
It could have been before that. It was at the anniversary, which was in February of last year.
It was
I think.
announced at the same time as BDSP. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Because it was never delayed. And it was like, oh, it's just gonna be 2022.
Yeah.
Which was
And I think everybody assumed.
speaking of anniversary,
like October or something like that.
Yeah.
But then like, oh, January. I'm like, well, that's really fucking close to.
a lot of
That
people
would-
think that this game's gonna have DLC, which I.
It will. I guarantee it will.
I hope.
What would they had?
Pokemon.
Okay, so the YouTube video went up February 28th of 2021.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Was that the
Was
anniversary?
that
Less than
like long ago?
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah, because I think they had Snap in there too.
It was fucking less than.
Snap
a
was
year.
announced before that, though.
Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, no, like, I guarantee this game will have DLC because they learned that if you make DLC, but it has more Pokemon
But it'll come
in
5 years later.
And
But
it'll be
what-
on the
what-
Switch Online.
What I want though is to add new maps. That should be the DLC because that would be amazing.
New maps, new Pokemon, new quests.
Hell yeah, I'm down for that. I'll catch more Pokemon. It's great.
Same angry Paris.
New
Those
Hisuian
Paras
form.
are so aggressive.
We didn't even say that. Fuck those Paras.
They're so aggressive.
I haven't said it yet, but fuck the Ghastly line too, because they would just like disappear and spawn
Oh,
behind
they're
you.
fucking great. I love.
I didn't know one would see me, and I'm like sneaking up trying to catch like the Outbreak Pokemon, and then like they'll just spawn behind me and Shadow Ball me into oblivion.
Hell yeah.
And not the Elder Scrolls game.
So,
Do you,
so humans aren't normal type.
Do you see the video?
Discovery.
That's because we don't use Infinity.
Do you see the
Energy.
video of the Voltorbs? Is that the first form?
Yeah.
One blew up on the character, and then she ended up getting flung, and then another Voltorb run up and exploded on her, and they killed her.
I think she had a shiny too.
Yeah, I think one was shiny.
She says, I remember the title, like, I get, like, literally, like, dead by Voltorb when a shiny
I was
spawns.
like, damn, that has some stuff.
Something like that.
So,
All right, Jay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I see you waiting.
let's kill this shit.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
We had fun.
We'll be back next year with the next Pokemon game.
Maybe.